spade here. There's a winner in the middle. I couldn't see the vision any clearer. Came from the concrete, it's a jungle full of lions, snakes and gorillas. I'm going Godzilla with the fingers, pushing the button, pulling the trigger. I'm really about it, nobody realer. Remember me as a baby killer.
Team Liquid.
Our teams are now on the stage. Giants versus Team Liquid. What a walk-in. Loving the fact that each team gets their own introduction music. It really kind of hypes it up, makes it very individual to these squads, and everybody can relate to it in their own way. The big huddle to get everybody's emotions high and ready for our game.
Pipson doesn't allow emotions. Sorry, if you've
ever seen him lose a game?
He's allowed to be emotional. You're not. It's the classic thing your parent says, where it's like, don't do what I do, do what I say. That's Pipson. Like, he's allowed to punch your desk. If you do it,
I'm watching.
You better watch out.
Yeah. We're going to have a conversation in the back room after it. But players huddling in, getting all together. We're seeing that both of them are pretty excited for our game. And of course, so are we. And Nukia with the eyes of steel, really staring down and ready to go for our matchup. We talked about this before we started with the pre-game, which is there a team with more pressure on them? It looks like Liquid actually are pretty relaxed today.
Red Guy's always smiling though, isn't it? Like, it's like if you catch that guy with a sad face, something must be up. Something must be up. But no, I think they're going to be pretty confident going into this one. I think it's always going to be interesting, some of these matchups. Like, again, like seeing someone like Cloud, I think he's a huge highlight player. And I think we need to focus on him going into it, even just the agent select.
Well, let's see what agent he's going to be picking, what everybody else will be as our players head back to their computers. Agent select flashing up on the screen. Tom, surprises?
I would be surprised. It's Ascent, I think, unless we see Hoodie move away from maybe running the Viper. That's the only thing I could see change. I don't know why they would do it necessarily, but I think we're going to get a lot of the same compositionally that we have seen in the past. And by the looks of it, yeah, I think we're just going to get exactly the same as before. I said Hoodie was the only one I could expect any level of surprise from, but it's Ascent, and unfortunately, most teams run very similar comps.
Yeah, all the same here. You know, like Yumpy's been playing a fantastic Sky, but not on this map. It's the Sova. It just brings a lot more utility to the table, and they already have, as we mentioned, Sulcus and Redgar bringing that flashing game to the forefront of our minds. These are not regenerating flashes. You're using them to take your space, and you better be finding the value on the back of them. Thing is, Team Liquid are again and again, and I think Safe is the man that is capitalizing on the space taken by those flashes. It's terrifying to work against this Team Liquid squad because of the pace they have up their sleeve. I've seen some good rounds from Giants, but when you're a defensive team who likes to sit back and wait, I think it's usually going to be easier to take down someone like Safe. But from what I've seen, teams just can't deal with him, man. He's too crazy.
Yeah, I think, again, you can look on either side. We've got some of the top-rated players in the entirety of the tournament. Safe, I think the only person besting him right now is Durka, which, you know, if you're second place to Durka, that's okay. That's fine. That happens sometimes. But right up there in terms of initiators is Cloud as well. He has been someone that has been a standout. Honestly, the fact that Giants managed to get him in the roster is one of the best things I think they've ever done, and I expect him to pop off today.
A pivotal matchup for both of these squads, as we talked about the history in the past in this stage of 2023 and how things will go on over the next few weeks in competition. Securing points today would be a massive boost. You want to be as far up in those standings as possible. So very much looking forward to it. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We are ready. Mitch and Tom take toss to our casters. Pansy and Hypoc, take it away.
Thank you so much. A very nice little mixed up desk there, wasn't it? Tom and Mitch wheeled out onto the analyst desk. What do you make of them? They did it right?
I mean, I love them.
Just a big fan?
Yeah, big fan.
Across the board? Gotcha.
Obviously. Were we baiting for something there?
No, I'm just asking you a question. You know, we can just hype up our co-workers. Relax. Who's hurt you today, man? You're defensive. However, we do have a great game. So away from us, actually quite a fun prospect here.
No, it definitely is. This is, exciting for a number of reasons. Again, just to touch on, obviously, starting here on Ascent, you got to argue Liquid have had an easier run in terms of those recent results.
Yep.
Obviously, Safe kind of being the difference maker in a lot of scenarios across the entire map pool for Liquid, obviously, but particularly here on Ascent. Again, a very, very clean defensive record, and that comes down to, again, actually, the number of times they're happy to become proactive. And it's something we have seen, I guess where we've seen Nats kind of drift back into more what historically we saw from him. Yes. That's where it really starts to shine again, those defensive halves for Liquid, which was absent towards the start of the season.
It was.
Particularly something that wasn't very good at lock-in. Again, we still talk about those things, but Safe for me here, he's got to win this matchup once again, because Coutinho also on the other side of things, the desk touching on Cloud as being that second layer in this Giants roster, and not actually being Nokia has been a real positive for Giants.
Let's waste no time. Liquid on the attack. Of course, then meaning Giants will be trying to hold them back in this one. And it looks somewhat simplistic, but look at the information found. Already an exploration mission coming out from Coutinho, coming through and joined by Rhyme. Fantastic timing. It could not have been better. The crunch through from middle. A response needs to be made, and Soulcast willing to take the fight for it. Overstays his welcome, and the trades come in.
Again, unlucky not to find the second there, landing headshots on both players. Coutinho down to 13 HP now. Will be droned out. The confirmation there even after the recon bolt. This crossfire set up actually does pay dividends. Cloud there to find it. Nats unable to even secure that kill. Beautiful round from Giants. Liquid just a moment's hesitation there, and Giants took so much space elsewhere. I'm not even sure, actually didn't catch out on the minimap whether or not that was an instantaneous walkout towards mid, but I think once that knife comes through from Nokia, it obviously tags Nats as well. We heard the traps get disabled. Already, Giants are there to greet Liquid as they drift back out of B main. Like I said, unfortunate for Soulcast not to find both kills there with landing headshots, but I'm not sure if anybody else was posted up on the same angle after they'd already suffered some losses. Suffered being the key word from that statement. Just as the crowd were getting into it.
Yeah, crowd feeling out of it. It's good to have a nice lively audience here. One of your favourites.
Oh yeah, Mole.
Mole. But it's going to be a bit of a wake-up call as well for Liquid. The Giants, no fear to the way they're playing. That hyper-proactive start, and I think you're right, I didn't catch it early enough, but that must have been instantaneous that they walked that, be it through knowledge or prep or just the fact they felt it out off the back of the utility early on. It was instantaneous. There will be no slouching allowed in this one for Liquid. They have to be on the money here today. Giants have looked devilishly good in this so far. Again, sitting, I think, Giants in third, Liquid around fifth, but mostly tied up at that 3-2 record thus far. So somewhat similar, but again, Giants have been posting up numbers. They've been looking deadly when challenged. So looking forward to seeing that continue through this season. As a team with some of the hottest prospects in this, picking up some fantastic choices. Obviously, Cloud being the one that the desk certainly noted, and we're seeing it pay off throughout this entire run so far. But even outside of that, backbone being there, Nuki, you've had Rhyme having a couple of outstanding games. Flipping the script though, Liquid loving what we saw against Carmine Core. Yampi had, you know, a game with a purpose, to say the least.
Yeah, I do think that's a match that even when if you watch the game live again, you can write that off as an anomaly.
Of course you can, yeah.
There was an element of bullying involved. But again, you know, Liquid, a team, historically, we always talk about that factor that won't be willed into existence now by saying it. But the confidence is something for them. And the way things started, obviously, coming out of lock-in, there were lots of questions. Obviously, they didn't have the benefit of... obviously, a lot of prep time, obviously, with the problems that Redgar had in terms of obviously relocating and whatnot. But now that things are kind of back on, I think we've seen Liquid start to realize that form that should have been there. Again, when you look at the names on paper for this roster.
Too good to deny. Any potential damage going to come in? You're looking at Soulcast, Sheriff, Safe, Sheriff, couple of Ghosts to supplement, but Hoodie wasting no time. Wants to build up early. Soulcast does get not only one, but a second. Hoodie and Cloud both falling, and Soulcast now has carved at least an avenue, a chance. But look at the rest of the map as well. It's certainly not just this element towards that B site, but fortunately Rhyme heads up, catches Redgar, but now I look towards the likes of Nats. How far can he get into this? Can he be a bit of a nuisance? The Rat King himself. Well, he's been left alone now.
Again, and she's on a very deep angle from the spawn position, so...
Very vulnerable.
Yeah, it's perfectly timed from Nats. Again, he's not posted up towards that wall, so he's not actually hidden from that alert coming through from Nats. Now, Rhyme and Nukia both have Bulldogs. Yeah, it's only really Soulcast and now Nats actually finally getting the Bulldog as well. So this is awkward, actually, for Giants coming back on this. There's a bit of utility to work with. The Paranoia, a Flash, a Fragment as well. See what Giants can get done here.
A leg shown. Nukia's found his first victim. Okay, just the tag. Didn't get the frag off it. And they're yet to really be pressured by Nats either. He wants to be the last line, but Yampi's already taken down Rhyme. Nuki, he was the unknown element initially, but now what more can one man do? The Bulldog's still in play, but he's being given no options. No one's allowing the play. Undown Flash could isolate one, and it does. But time is a factor. Big damage on Yampi, but he's got to get a wiggle on. He's got to get a move on. It's not going to happen. Team Liquid turning it right back around. Lovely work from them. Soulcast, what a start.
I mean, that's 2 rounds now where Soulcast's headshot count's already up to like 5. So,
show me this again.
Beautiful start for him. Fantastic on the first.
Lovely.
One enemy remaining.
Again, Soulcast, a topic of conversation a number of times, but if you get one of those days from Soulcast where he's hitting, it's scary.
Yeah, and how many times do you hear, Sliggy or anyone else discuss how he gets when he gets confidence beside him, when he feels like he's having that good game? Could be something. We'll see.
I mean, you hear it from the pros as well. I remember back at Lock-In talking to like Sassy and Aspas saying Soulcast, in scrims, mechanically, one of the most terrifying players to play against.
Yeah. The day that actualizes in consistency at this level.
Well, again, not to beat a dead horse, it's that on-stage consistency that always becomes a discussion, but...
I mean, that's the difference between good and great, right? Soulcast is a very good player. To be one of the greats, imagine if he's able to convert that. Really tantalizing as a prospect. But for now, we look to see if Liquid can potentially figure out any information. Where's the stack? Where are they trying to find this information from? Where are they trying to have that slight advantage even on these pistols?
As I say, it's really on Nats and Yampi, and with Nats in his cam...
Does he here?
I'm not even sure if he's going to catch a foot on that cross. He hasn't reacted at all. There's no ping on the minimap, so... Yampi sends the drone through on B. Makes me believe Liquid are looking to follow through here, but Giants, they've double-guessed it just on the back of the drone.
Yeah, Yampi will be maybe not happy to die for it, but that was quick. Maybe a little too quick.
Yeah. I mean, now that should be the green light for this A-side hit to go through.
They have to go, and they are. Suddenly, you've got the dash coming in. Rhyme, a couple of shots in the dark, but nothing's going to find what he needs. Can he catch anything? No, not at all. Okay, so Spike should be able to go down on the site. You've got Safe making sure that doesn't get challenged just yet.
Nats has got to make a move, Lauren. We're finally now coming towards short.
The timing might be just right for him here, actually. Yeah, it is. Nats again, the timing, it seems like a fraction, almost too late at times, but he actually gets away with it. However, Red Guard does not. Retake is on! Nuki drops down, finds Soulcast, and now it's just Nats. A 1v3, we talk about his timing, we talk about his clutch capability. He needs a bit of that now. Composure is key. This could be a classic. Takes down one, and it's the second!
Oh my God!
Just one away!
Oh my God!
Could have been another. It's not. Hoodie's got the defuse.
Hoodie is down to 30 HP.
We almost had it. The Nats special almost served up there. Want to watch it again if I can. This is right back at the beginning. Bloody hell.
I mean, Cloud must have had the jump scare of his life there. So you can see there,
yeah.
Nearly had it. Unfortunately, he's out in the open. There's no real position for him to reset towards taking a safe engagement towards Heaven. Very back and forth here at the start of Ascent.
Scrappy.
A couple of those win conditions already becoming very apparent. I guess Safe the only missing factor there in that regard for Liquid. But Fortinho with an early operator in hand. Bladestorm available as well. Just off with the first as well.
Yeah.
Yampi lucky to escape with his life, and actually a big indicator for Liquid to notify, or identify, sorry, that operator's in position towards B. Should be some key information here if the drone is spotted as well. No way. No way he's going to do it again.
The rat, he's so good at this every single time. And Fortinho might be screwed. No, fortunate for Fortinho to find that. So deadly, but now the pace is quickened. Nuki's in danger, overwhelmed. Yampi's got him dead. And now suddenly, it's all going to be Rhyme. A little scrappy on the first, and now he's in danger. So many players coming his way, overwhelmed. Safe's got him dead, and the site's theirs.
From Soulcast is so well timed, Lauren. Just to make it even harder for Rhyme.
One enemy remaining.
This is a crazy back and forth at the start of Ascent. I've already said it, but
Yeah.
Hoodie now in a 1v2 situation.
Saving grace before. But now 2 targets, Solkas. First port of call,
enemy
finds it,
remaining.
waits for the swing, doesn't happen. Yampi playing the time, playing to the clock. The drop down comes in, Yampi. Kept cool, kept calm, kept the round on their side. Roll it back to the start though. Nats, that opportunity, that timing window.
Yeah,
Wow.
and again, this is a conversation to have about the way you have to play this comp for Giants without that safety net, that kind of guaranteed information, or I guess, you know, receival of information on the back of some kind of sentinel utility towards market. It's a big, big gap to address, and Giants need to keep that in check. And they need to do it early. Whether or not the answer is with the rounds, Fatinho has an operator. He's posted up. He's going to get aggressive, stop any early progress through towards market. Or whether or not actually it's a consideration to make once they lose a site or they feel a bit of contact towards A. That space is retaken from Giants ahead of time.
Fatinho this time, knives out, timing's gorgeous!
Oh!
Safe and Solkas deleted. And B main's theirs.
Don't tell me it's going to flip another round back again.
Just wait, somehow.
It should be. Eventually, these weapons are going to be retrieved as well. Liquid aren't going to want to engage that. Seeing Hoodie's already got one. Whether or not Cloud's going to come forward and retrieve one as well. You're almost hoping Rhyme got that smoke off. Actually, he's going to put a much safer smoke.
Forcing them to search a little bit deeper.
Knife doesn't catch anything short either, so these A-side players should focus their attention towards this smoke.
There we go. Very telling. Paranoia's good, gonna deny Nookie any influence
Rhyme's
here,
found
but it's still Rhyme. Nats and Redgar, just Nats now. 1v3, got close before.
30 seconds
The
left.
second attempt, 27 seconds being toyed with Rhyme. How can he divide and conquer? Got 2 towards heaven, and Rhyme is still doing lovely work, not over committing, not overly pressuring. 15 seconds.
Yeah,
He's
giving it up. As I
not
said,
gonna
it was
be able to
time
do it.
there if he's
Yep.
knife out running towards B, but
10 seconds
I
left.
don't think so. No, he's way off, yeah. As I say, at the time there when it's 15 seconds or so, there's a chance for him to get this plant, but
taken out.
gonna look to maybe remove one of the upgrades, but okay. Oh,
Back and forth we
another
go.
one, another one flipped
Yep.
in favor of Giants, this time on the back of Fatinho with a beautiful opener. The timing on the back of the recon bolt sent through. He's maybe looking for one player there to be lurking deep within B main, but he's rewarded with a second. You see Solkas completely blindsided and safe. He's on a much deeper angle towards the wall. Doesn't even matter, Fatinho finds both.
Yeah.
Here though, the buy round, I'm looking towards what I was talking about. Don't allow Nats to have these preemptive lurks. They're not even post, you know, sight hit coming through.
Nope.
It's way ahead of time that Nats is finding value. Slipping the net almost.
Now we've seen Solkas have big impact. You've seen Nats have a big impact. I'm looking at safe this round. You want to see if Fatinho maybe start patrolling middle a little bit more. It seems to be coming into effect. As it stands though, heavier emphasis towards that A site. 3 up Cat, 2 towards main. It's going to be Nookie holding towards the door, a little bit deeper. Rhyme's been good for it too.
Safe actually catches just the last moment that flash from Solkas, but still going to find the space.
Francis Fury going to go in, safe looking for it, gets 1, but only 1. Redgar's found Rhyme with the frenzy. Hold on, this is still scrappy. It's a 3v3, and some of the remaining players, they've all got rifles now. This is still very much on.
Again, will Solkas anticipate this relocation from Cloud up towards the box? Actually, Cloud going to punish one of the teammates. Yampi will fall in the backlines here. Solkas just can't find an engagement.
5 bullets to play with, he's desperate for it. Nats tries to find the timing right, maybe distracted, but they weren't. And now Solkas pinned in with 30 seconds. He's done, he's dead. Hoodie from up above, comfortable in the end. Quelled any of that danger. The 2 players who were trying to hold the side did get dealt with, but we do see the buy now coming out for Liquid.
It takes this long for one of these teams to string 2 together. Very unorthodox start, but some very unorthodox rounds. See here, yeah, if Solkas gets an engagement ahead of this, sure, maybe doable, but you can see the situation that Yampi ends up falling. Again, hard to really read that information. Soulcast puts that deep knife towards Heaven. Again, it doesn't tag Cloud after. He's already shown his face there. So, again, there's so much going on. Early Viper's pit here. That's going to force Liquid towards this now double stack towards. And again, Cloud droning from here previously. Maybe this is kind of selling some information or misdirection to Liquid that is only Cloud holding mid this time. Beautiful opener from Yampi though. Rhyme has been constantly shouldering this angle.
Can flash, Nuki's going for it. Yeah, handled somehow so easily by Safe there.
A little reckless from Nukia, honestly.
Step through smokes, Cloud goes down. This is the most comfortable round the Liquid have been given so far. A couple of very key opportunities, and the other two really not interested in what this round's looking like. That operator seems far too precious as it stands, and Hoodie may as well maintain rifle. And Liquid, fantastic adjustment off the back of that Viper's pit. Didn't look too perturbed by it. They didn't seem too upset about it all. Headed off towards A and won basically every single fight. Again, yes, a little bit of a punish you could imagine on Rhyme. A little bit repetitive, did get dealt with by Yampi, but beyond that, as you noted, maybe an overstep from Nuki, maybe a little too overzealous to challenge on
Yeah,
that.
there's a number of times we've seen Liquid very quickly revert towards this short piece with that flash on the bounce flash, sorry, from Soulcast. The response there from Giants, but again, my eyes go towards mid. It goes towards market, taking some of that control away. Don't give away the entirety of Catwalk so early on in the round. But it's asking a lot from Giants. They do have to dig fairly deep to really prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you got to credit the early round protocol so far from Liquid.
No more.
And again, this is one that you can maybe write up. You lose your control of that quickly off the rip for free almost with no second engagement behind it. It kind of makes it hard for Giants to really reset towards anywhere else, which again kind of leans towards you investing a lot in towards a mid engagement. Again, yes, you got a double controller set up here, but Hoodie's pretty much dedicated his utility towards B. As long as if you get that same kind of mid-round flexibility you do with the Omen.
And that's now commanding two players, keeping him
pinned,
basically. Started with one.
Well, this was the adjustment I was talking about. They need to prevent, luckily, Nats has such a good kind of read on the game. It's like, yeah, okay.
This is what they'd like to
Punished
do.
it enough, I'm not going to do it again. Or at least I'm going to keep it in the back pocket for a few rounds. Until then, you force one of these players from Giants to then drift back towards the site. At least early on here, they've spotted Nats and a double tag with the drone actually onto Safe and Soulcast, but early pop of the ultimate from Nukia. I was hitting the panic button, to be honest with you.
They've still got options. And it looks like Liquid have made a wonderful call in this. I do wonder...
I mean, they've drawn out so much so early on here.
Yeah, this is very nice. There's that flash we've been noting was been a problem for Nuki to handle as well. And again, they're really selling the short piece. It's something that they've drilled into the minds of
30
Giants.
seconds left.
But look where the spike is, across the map, over towards B, putting it firmly in the hands of Hoodie to try and control what's coming his way, which is the wave of Liquid, all coming on through now. 3-2 split, 3 towards market, 2 towards main. There is pressure towards CT though. Cloud is there now, but he steps out into the eyes of Nats, and now Hoodie all alone towards the back of the site, has to hold this. 10 seconds deleted. Didn't even get to play the time. Soulcast quick to it. Spike now down. The 3 other players were all locked towards CT.
Again, a rare mistake from Cloud, honestly. You see in this situation, maybe a little desperate to bail Hoodie out on site, but if you leave that dedicated site anchor, and as soon as Hoodie deals with Redgar's ultimate, you got to say, well, they know where he is now. If they flood site, Hoodie's dead. And you have to be able to give up that anchor when the situation, you lose Cloud there. It's so difficult for Giants to fight back out of that smoke, especially if there's 4 members or so that commit towards site. Yeah. All that does is draw the attention back towards spawn. And then it's like, yeah, 2 members of Liquid can go take that 2v1 on site.
Hold on to these. Rhyme has held on.
Some consolations at least.
Yeah.
I think probably Liquid wanting to get rid of this operator.
Would have been nice. But I do want to highlight as well how much I really enjoyed Liquid in that moment, kind of toying with that short pressure, right? Like, we'd already noted the spike was making its way back through T-spawn. It was looking towards ending on the other side of the map, but it was still trying to sell that intention, sell that approach towards Cat. That's been a consistent problem. I love toying with these expectations, and you noted it early as well, and I think rightly so. The almost overuse of utility, the counter utility coming to try and slow that down to maintain some of that control, left them a little high and dry towards the end if they did even go for that hit. But as it stands, it looks like Giants are feeling maybe under the gun a little bit here.
Yeah, and just to look back at that, the time you want Nuki to really pop that null command is when that flash comes through on short.
Yes, when there's...
You get the information from the drone, that's going to slow Liquid down regardless. You've noted Nats anyway.
So you've got a picture there.
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
Need to...
You want to make sure that it's almost like Liquid, you know, are past the point of no return when that null command's popped.
Yeah.
Because then you guarantee value off it. As opposed to, it's almost like, yeah, we're going to prevent you from setting up for that short piece, and it just comes 15 seconds later. It's not, again, a little bizarre for me, but maybe this is Giants, I guess, now starting to think about addressing some of this mid control. So we haven't seen any progress even towards the arches in mid. That's how passively Giants are playing this right now.
I do wonder if they give it a try. They were maintaining the operator coming through, and they do still have a full purchase behind it. I do wonder if they're willing to challenge, right? Is it something they're going to toy with?
Well, with Hoodie switching things up, yeah, this could be the round we see it.
Nice.
I'm glad we got it twice.
I want to see if they try and tempt something with this. Liquid just offsetting the pace a little. Much slower in approach, going to leave just one Yampi over towards that A site.
And for Liquid, you've got to argue if they don't see the investment in the Viper utility, it's like, okay, what's changed?
Yeah.
What else is happening? Yeah, what else is happening around the? I'm not sure if that was a bug, but there was a knife way outside the map there.
Didn't seem right.
No.
We'll pretend it's a bug. Okay. Finds nothing close enough by. Rhyme going to slip away a little. Does manage to catch on the other side, though. Again, the pacing out of Liquid here. I'm looking to see if they can catch someone, but Yampi's on the way over. They've really found nothing towards the safe side. They've noted the changes, sure, but now they have to deal with the consequences. In the side they go, safe, heading on over towards Boathouse. You've got Redguard joining as well by switching, excuse me. But there's still utility here to try and work through. You can see it. It's hindering that progress. You've still got Nuki on the site. You've still got Rhyme here. Here's the adjustment in effect. How effective is it? Yes, there's pressure through middle. Yampi wants to be that final blow, potentially, but they still need to win the site. 15 seconds. Redguard slows it down once, but they're in now. Both players have fallen, and now here comes that lurk. A different look, a different player, but to the same effect. Fantastic work from Yampi in the back line, stabbing Hoodie down there, and that's now on the side. Vitinho with nothing left to do, and Liquid with lovely adjustments on the fly, looks like.
Beautifully constructed round. Again, you got to argue this is something that Liquid kind of formulate when they see this difference in setup. Again, they haven't really tested Hoodie early on, at least in the rounds. Other than that one round we saw Vitinho swing out with the Blade Storm, there hasn't been an awful lot of presence from Liquid towards B main. Again, I don't want to say a bad setup, but a strange setup on site there between Rhyme and Nuki.
Good job.
You got to argue there's a couple of different ways to play that around the flashes available. This will be another one here, variation of the Viper wall that's ultimately going to test Liquid in terms of how they address this one. But with no drone again in mid, this is something that Liquid, at least early on, were looking to try and exploit. We noted out here the information passed across from Nuki at least.
Yeah, I do want to see how it looks with Nuki maybe being tasked with trying to keep some sort of control towards middle, joined obviously by Vitinho there. But yes, noted on the knife and then slips away, so that's going to be safe falling back into line. They could go again for this A finish if they fancy it, but just trying to get the lay of the land here. Cloud finds very little off the back of that so far. Clears through, sees nothing.
I'd argue, yeah.
Which again, keeps them on their toes. They have so little information in this. Once again, no fact finders.
This should be a big indicator. This cage being popped, and obviously now safe, not progressing any further in towards market. Yeah, and finally now Vitinho's going to make this rotation. I was going to say, he's the one I've got my eyes on.
Different players holding this site now. I want to see how Liquid
30
fares at
seconds
this.
left.
Giants have the vast majority of what they need on this site now. Safe is a little ahead of it, but waiting patiently was Cloud, living up to his name, and Hoodie on towards the site, sprays down and claims two. Yampy now left all alone, considered, noted, gives it up, basically runs on in. Fatinho's there, and the adjustments worked, at least towards holding that A site.
Absolutely. As I said, the timing from Fatinho's rotation is key here. Once they don't know Safe's progressed any further after being spotted on the knife, and that cage gets popped, if there's nobody swinging out of it, well, there's no flash behind that cage in mid. Unfortunately now, the problem for Liquid is they have this Viper wall set towards site, and actually in the last 30 seconds, that Viper wall just eats up so much time. Again, you can cycle then. If you're hitting the site that the Viper's defending, you have that ability to cycle those smokes between Rhyme as well. So any downtime from the Viper wall gets layered perfectly. Giants definitely looking a little more comfortable now with this adjustment. And still not really entertaining any fight towards Pizza or any fight towards bottom mid. They're happy to concede this space.
Nuki is literally working off basically a knife at this point, and that's about it. Nothing else. He is shouldered up this time, actually keeping a bit of a track on it. As we note, Fatinho this time watching B main, so further adjustments, small changes. Rhyme posted towards tree. You've got a couple of different looks here, Cloud by his side, but sitting a little bit deeper here.
Let's look at if Cloud and Rhyme want to play off each other's contact. And got to be conscious to play anti-flash here, but it's a similar setup with the fake actually, because the spike is not yet committed, but at least positioned towards B.
Cloud's going to see there was nothing behind that.
Now late round, we're walking into the operator potentially here, but Safe just rips the head off Nuki.
And Nuki's normally good for those. He doesn't make errors often, almost mechanical, but now it's on Fatinho. How much can he do? 23 seconds. Yes, from downtown
Big
you go.
damage.
Cloud bailing him out. Rhyme strides in, gets down to Giants. Containing, controlling Liquid in this. Beautiful work there. These adjustments after the timeout have certainly worked.
So much damage done from Cloud there. And you see the point at which Liquid don't get towards site because there's an operator, they're stuck on lane. And it makes it so easy for Cloud to line up a couple of different tags. I think the 2 kills and another tag as well on top of this. Beautiful opener.
Fantastic.
You see here the angle is beautiful for him. And the tag onto Yampy as well.
Getting a showman as well. Oh dear. Very unpleasant to witness. But certain change of tempo. Massively so. And Safe's away. Trying to find anyone willing to look his way, but Cloud is the one to support. Safe is deleted. Cloud is tearing him apart. Cloud is absolutely formidable today already. 3 big kills this round. Following on from the damage in the prior, and Yampy left with such an undesirable task. 4 players to get through. And now tagged up, gonna find the first, and still has a minute to play with, so has options. As unfavorable as they may be, does even get the spike to hand.
Investment of the paranoia here, trying to fake out the TP potentially. Yampy not falling for it. We're given an opportunity to relocate at least. Giants gonna walk this as 3. I'm just gonna shadow, yeah, shadow is reposition here. Yampy's not gonna expect this.
But the timing. He's got a
slipped
little bit
through.
of room. Yeah,
30
yeah,
seconds
okay.
left.
All right, Yampy. Obviously, he doesn't know 3 of them went this direction.
And there's going to be 2 going towards main here as well.
So
planted.
uncomfortable. Where does Yampy even go? He doesn't know the amount of time he's got to play with, so...
I mean, if he gets early progress into heaven...
Which I think he's going to do. After, you know, the back of the dart spots, nothing.
I mean, the plant's not good for him. He needs to catch somebody ahead of getting to site.
The classic theory of a 1v3.
Yeah.
You've got to find one even before they challenge, and he's not going to be given that, really. Yeah, he's done for.
Yeah.
Done for. Made a bit of a gamble on it, decided, right, I'll post up, have a little look towards heaven. A valid attempt. Sadly, did not work out.
Actually, dare I call it a comeback, but Giants really solidifying their defense in the second half.
Switching sides.
Sorry, in the second half of the first half.
How are we doing? This scoreline to me, a competitive game.
I believe Giants went 8-4 versus Koi on the defensive half, so again, very, very confident approach to this side of Ascent, but Cloud, man, a couple of those rounds, again, a quiet start for him, but Liquid really in the driving seat in terms of dictating the tempo, obviously creating a lot of pressure early on. We're crediting some of those early round protocols that Liquid were demonstrating. And I believe actually after that timeout was when Hoodie was the one to adjust over towards A site, and after that, those concerns early on was like, well, okay, yeah, they need to address mid. Well, actually, no, it becomes a passive hold once again with an extra body, different sets of utility, and obviously Rhyme then cycling those smokes through main. So Liquid, I can't say didn't have an answer for that because it didn't really feel addressed once Giants had made the adjustment.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that there'd be that next layer on the other side, that kind of back and forth, beautiful, I guess, like mental game, right? Where it's like, okay, Giants have shown that they have the capability to flip the switch, have an answer to those early couple of rounds that are certainly catching them off. Nats the Rat King in full effect, being such a nuisance, forcing them into so many uncomfortable scenarios. But rolling it back even at the beginning, Giants proactive. I love this switch up on the fly to what was a very proactive start to a much calmer approach, as you highlighted. Especially
scrappy exchange to start this half off.
I mean, how many rounds got turned?
Well, was it round 7, the first actual consecutive round win for Giants?
Yeah,
Coutinho definitely having a hot start. Soulcast as well.
A couple of these players, we're excited to see the best of them. I'd say outside of Safe having actually probably one of the quieter games he's had thus far. It's only the first half.
Yeah, and Safe's I don't want to say a weird one, but because he's so commanding on the defense for Liquid, you can kind of cut a little bit of slack. Again, with some of these passive holds, is so difficult for a Jet to really convert. If you invest those cloud bursts early, you dash into them, you don't really have a lot of sustain. And Giants, time and time again, were positioned very deep in these kind of awkward crossfires that it makes it very hard for Safe to really find value unless he's just killing everyone on the way in.
Yeah, it's kind of...
And we have seen teams kind of feed into that a couple of times. It's like, yeah, stop peeking when these smokes come through. Like,
yeah, it's interesting to see that Giants seemed quite well equipped to handle Safe. In that regard, I quite like seeing that. Stylistically,
it's damage control. That's all it is. It's like, hey guys, if we don't give him an opening fight,
brilliant.
Cool.
I mean, he's the second leading player in the entire league. If you do want to kind of adjust early game to that, I think it's a pretty valid look. Second half, though, 7-5. Fabulous game so far. Scrappy at the start, but then refined towards the end. But speaking of proactive, look at this. Hoodie is blind to back. How is he still getting a fight? How did it take that long? How are they having these problems?
That should have been the pistol round 1 there for Liquid, honestly.
What on earth? Oh dear, the frenzy, the low HP. Caught one, that's Coutinho down. But looking at this, Spike could be planted here.
It should be. Cloud's very low HP. So I was going to say.
They're going. What on earth is this offset of the timing there, just pouring on in. Rhyme. What was that pistol?
Well, I mean, thank God they still closed it out. Like I said, that should have been over in the first 5 seconds. A beautiful set piece from Liquid. Again, we're seeing this value from Soulcast's utility.
I'd love to watch that again if we get the chance, just to kind of peer through all of this, because it just got so scrappy at one point when it felt so clear-cut.
It did, and the fact that this door is chipped away so early on, the Liquid are in a position for this pre-take. As soon as that tap of the spike comes through, I was thinking there, the door turns red, somebody's planting front gen, you're like, nobody's watching that. Somebody's drifted towards hell. I think Ryan was still positioned very deep towards main, so he can't really stand and just post up on that door angle because of the threat from heaven. Very, very strange, but Giants almost caught off guard ahead of that spike plant.
And Giants instantaneously looking towards middle. It's a quick start and a quick silence to Yampi's mischief. Dealt with early on site, actually theirs. That's not a good look in that one.
No, not again. We're going to see like 3 rounds flipped back and forth.
Spike
But
planted.
of course. Okay, so we've got Safe, Redgar, Soulcast. Now, Nookie's got a lot on his plate here. 2 players. Other side of this flash is going to be pretty good. Yeah, no chance of that one. Soulcast gets the stride forward. Next layer to this, though. Gonna catch one close by.
They don't want to risk it. I think the thought in their back of the mind is, actually, yeah, Giants were so good at this in the first half. Do we want to entertain this scrap once again?
What are they left with? 2 Bulldogs and 1
I
Spectre?
mean,
okay.
Sure. Problem being now, Nookie, the one who's died. Yes, you're limiting the, obviously the upgrades here for Giants, but Giants will come through 2,400, 2,200, 1,400 a hoodie with that Sheriff purchase in mind. They're going to be fairly comfortable. Safe needs to not give away this Bulldog yet.
Okay.
I don't even think didn't take a point of damage, so going to be able to hold on to the light shield as well.
Now what buy do we get? What do we see them?
Yeah, well, yeah,
this gives them an option, right?
My eyes go towards Yampi, and because Nats is
we go.
fully committed here. Again, he can maybe set up some trap plays around, obviously, his cages and what. Well, I say that. Yeah, we have a trip towards mid, trip towards site, maybe a kill trap from that drop, but difficult here. Really, you want Yampi in a position to capitalize on them as well. Same set piece we've seen between Soulcast and Redgar as well to take this A main very early on. The flash from top gen. I think I only spotted the one, yeah. Wouldn't have seen Fatino's deep position here.
You're going to need a round out of Redgar, Safe, or Soulcast. Unless, I mean, potentially they get played into here, but it does seem as though we are going to get at least the test on Redgar and Soulcast as Giants start exploring over towards the A site. Okay.
Early indication here with the sound cue, at least the smoke as well. And yeah, perfect timing on the knife.
Lovely stall as well. Going to hold some time allowed for the adjustment.
Rhymes
Who's come
eating
over?
a ton of damage there.
Safe's here now as well. 3 on the case. Do they continue to commit? Spike is still here towards A3. Quickly going to make it up towards Cap. We haven't seen the other 2 players adjust yet.
Redgar actually uses Paranoia here, so yeah, he can't commit towards holding this.
30 seconds left.
So, again, I'm looking at damage here. Yes, they're being chipped away at. Safe temptation calling. It's Fatino to find Soulcast though, so that's the first really clear towards the site. Now we're looking at what remains. You still had Redgar there. You saw the early rotation coming out from Safe, but the other 2 have suddenly made it towards the site. Now, do they even clear Rhyme? Yeah, they do. Okay, good trade. 1-for-1 going down there. Still a player advantage towards Giants. Time's starting to tick, though. Do need to get a bit of a move on in this one. And they are posted up, staring towards heaven. Safe's in a world of trouble, and there's something tears their eyes away. And nothing is. Safe down to 31 now. This is starting to look less and less likely here. Uncomfortable situation. Nat's going to try and bail him out with a little bit of alleviation of the pressure. Nat's still going. Nat's still firing, but time is dwindling. He's got barely any bullets, barely any HP, and Fatino is playing him like a fiddle. He's run out of options here, Nats. Desperate to try and do something, but Fatino will fall, but the time is gone. Giants doing what was required, even if it did get close.
I don't think Fatino knows just how good those shoulders were. Again, it was keeping Nats in a position where he's like, yeah, he's going to swing wide on this.
One day, it's coming.
It's coming.
It didn't. Timeout time. Okay, Liquid going to pump the brakes here. 9-6 as it stands.
Yeah, because this is awkward. Again, you win the pistol and it's back in this position where that doesn't really catapult you into an early lead. And the problem being with that first half scoreline, now you're in a 9-6 position where ultimately Liquid are in this, they've got 1 rifle. I don't expect them to force again around this, so you're giving up double digits and then you basically 1 buy round away from conceding that point.
We're starting to look towards the ults coming online. We're starting to look towards the other factors that will start falling through.
I think the ult's coming online. Sure, you're a round behind where you should be after winning the pistol.
Yeah, so this does offset a little bit of those chances. So
it's Nats to find 4 there. It's not safe, for example. Nope. It's not
the impact you want. It's not where you want those ults to be potentially resting to give you those chances. But for now, got to give credit here to Giants. Loving how they're looking. A couple of the key factors really starting to hit for them. Looking well equipped to be dealing with Liquid today. And if I'm not mistaken, this was Liquid's choice.
Yeah.
And then we have Icebox following, so no slouches on that. So this could be a fantastic affair between these 2. Quite an even, looking even board as well. Love to see a bit more from Safe. Again, this game isn't kind to him, though. Giants are not allowing him as much play as he'd like.
No, they're not. This is one of those situations where it does feel like a targeted counterplay.
Yeah.
Right? Don't create these situations where Safe thrives.
And it's such a valid way to play. I mean, you can't ever discredit anyone going for that mentality when you've seen him being such a proponent, such a propelling factor for Liquid, especially in the early rounds, finding so many opportunities for them. But let's look at what they can do here. Very poor purchase, of course. No force really around it. Couple of upgraded pistols, but still that remaining on rifle on that. So How do Giants read this?
I was going to say the hero rifle on Nats, and actually
Spike drop.
potentially the hero anchor.
Oh, do they dare creep towards that B site? How much could he do? Because they're so far away on a rotation. No one's even seen top mid. It's an all-in, like, A stand.
And again, the camera's not spotting any information into B main. It's only going to find it
so
once they're
close.
outside.
Yeah. Here we go. He's going to hear all this. He knows that it's coming his way. Nats paranoia hits, but he's not that bothered just yet. Now he's in
Maybe a
danger.
wallbang here onto
How
the tag.
much can Nats do? This is so overwhelming. He has the whole team coming his way. Still good for one. Nats needs to hold this. He needs to hold this side. Another victim found. Nats has done more than enough. The reinforcements are here. And Fatinho and Hoodie are stuck in between a rock and a hard place, but Fatinho is chipping away at it, carving away. Spike's still down on the site. They're yet to clear Nats out either. He's being such a nuisance. A deeper angle now. Dealt with by Hoodie. Lovely. No trade. Hoodie continues forward. Still firing. Safe for the 1v1.
He got for the plant.
The time. 3 seconds.
He's not got it.
Safe. Double check in.
Planted.
Okay, he did get it.
He did get it. He's still a 1v1. Safe's got it. Bloody hell, but heroics coming out from Nats there to hold that site down for so damn long.
How has he been allowed to live that? I think Giants are thinking, yeah, there's no way there's not a second player here. And then Liquid is so fast to this rotation. I think as soon as that first kill comes through from Nats, Giants are like, okay, stop, let's catch the rotate. Let's catch somebody desperate to help Nats out. You see how long he's able to just post up on an open angle towards triple box on site. I really thought he didn't have the plant there, by the way.
How close
I
was
saw
that
3
bit?
on the clock. I was
I'm
thinking,
Game back on. They've broken the money. Back down to Chefs. Yes, we've got a couple of ults just teetering on the edge though. Ryan very close. I think Hoodie, one away. This is starting to build momentum now. Liquid need to almost be flawless in this, but we do note the knives are out for Fatinho. They are not out of the woods just yet. Liquid still in such a precarious position that could just tilt away from them, but now pressure on the other side of the map. They don't fancy going towards Nats anymore, but still that utility is in effect. Soulcast can allow a little bit more of the focus potentially towards short, but they're just splitting up trade. They're just going to try and overwhelm Redgar, and he is in so much danger. Finds one, but traded quickly. Now Nats is on the case, and again, this guy is having a game. That's the Nats. You've been wanting to see. And Rhyme, poor old Rhyme, 26 HP, and nowhere to be. Just sat in a corner. It's not feeling nice. He wants to get their ult building up a little bit here. Give it to
Nats
Nats.
with another 4K. I mean, let's talk about we're starting to see Nats really embrace this role once again, because there was this discussion around, cool, we play against Nats. He's going to be lurking somewhere. Like he's going to have some ratty sets up, and teams for a long time were able to navigate away from him or really, I guess, prevent Nats from having these sort of rounds, but finding form once again. And Liquid right back into this. We were talking about potentially Giants hitting double digits and being able to propel themselves into that map-winning position. Now it's just one round separating them.
Because look at it, imagine if they had won that round, etc. All those ults would have started to hit, and that it just barreled forward, but quick pace. Fatinho straight up middle, no subtlety to it though. You can already be seeing the likes of Safe being very much aware of the potential of this. And a totally different look in mind, it looks like. But an adjusted position as well, and that's sitting towards CT. You have Safe willing to take the fight towards Market. And there's so many targets here. Safe is a monster from this position though. And he still is. Safe holding it down. Nuki's dead. And he's just unfazed, unchallenged. They haven't even met the other two players that are trying to hold this site. Back in, Knives Out. Noting Cloud, but do they even consider Rhyme? Now they certainly do. 53 seconds and they're still held here, Mike.
Yeah, the problem is Rhyme's got the spike. His two teammates still tucked in towards B main. They got to get ahead of the smoke to try and help him out. So Rhyme will actually concede here and TP back into main, but coming up to 30 seconds left here, Lauren. Giants need to find something.
He's so slippery though, Safe. Just going to readdress, get back in towards Market. They basically have to try and take the site now with 3. That's going to help though. Hoodie going to find Nats, but Safe's new position is just beautiful. Making it so uncomfortable to even try and make it across. Finally forcing him away. They want to fight on this. Not going to get it. Safe still dominating.
Give me
And
ace.
now, just one more victim, 13
There we
seconds.
go.
It's all his. Safe has his moment to shine.
Again, we're talking about not giving Safe these sorts of scenarios where he can thrive, and he runs away with this round. Able to reposition so many times. Patino is so far ahead of his teammates here. There's no coverage towards sight. There's no double swing. Again, you've got to argue at this stage of the game, Safe's going to have an operator.
Yes.
He's going to be posted up somewhere.
But
Beautiful from Safe.
But here's the question, and here's a little bit of a conundrum that's difficult. How do you avoid playing into the hands of Nats and Safe? You feel as though...
Yeah, because it's two different
pace,
tempos that are absolutely controlled by Liquid. When both of these players are on form, the slow rounds dominated by Nats, the fast rounds dominated by Safe.
Incredibly difficult to navigate around. Oh, find a middle ground. Brilliant. What are you up to? Thank you, cameraman, for widening that shot. Oh, the lower third almost caught us out again. Giants, this is a really hard position to be in because one of these players is very difficult to play against when having a game, let alone two. Safe, again, he was a bit of an unsung hero in my mind in the earlier seasons. People obviously who watched knew how good he was, but international stages never really noted his potential. Now you're seeing it in full force. Pipson's not happy.
No.
Not happy.
No. And again, some of these rounds have got to be quite frustrating for Giants as well. If you don't really have the benefit of, you know, switching things up, trying something completely different, and it gets shut down, especially those sorts of rounds where it's like, you got to argue from a coach's perspective, it's like, we're running into an operator. And that's all it is. It's yes. Safe landing shots, repositioning. That there's not really anything tangible that Giants can say, hey guys, let's clean that up for the next. So those are the sort of really tilting rounds that, you know, Safe's just been safe in that round. What do we do now? Do we just avoid certain areas of the map? You can't do that, no. Particularly on the attacking side.
Okay, so Cass actually going to find all players. Yet to really make any impression towards the side as well, because Redgar controlling from heaven does actually get a little audacious going back out for this, and Safe's doing the same. Yeah, confident sign to Brim, and maybe needs to be a bit careful here. Giants are already at the doorstep. A little bit of a red alert here, but wonderful amounts of information, free-flowing, and they've actually got control of this. Soulcast and Nats, very comfortable in the end. Support comes in, got a little bit dicey, but held on to it.
Again, Fatinho unfortunately just dies so early, and again, he's done his job. There's a cloud burst out. Unfortunately, he's pinged by, I'm not sure if it was the recon or a drone or what from Yampi, but ends up dying inside his smoke, and at that point, it's like, yeah, Giants are barreling towards Gen. Nobody's posted up on an angle because they're just relying on capitalizing from Fatinho's space creation. So yeah, stopped at the first hurdle here. Again, Giants almost a throwaway. Everything but the Blade Storm available for Giants now. Unfortunately, it's Liquid to find double digits first and now have the benefit of the finances.
But I like what we're seeing, a little bit of proactive play from Safe as well. Happy to sit a little bit deeper towards B main. You do see that allow a little bit more room for Yampi to start getting a bit more mobile. So over towards short potentially. Have seen them toying with the idea of middle. Does Safe get a challenge on this? I don't think he does.
Doesn't spot Hoodie on the retreat either, though.
But look, they've left him with a camera and just himself posted up.
Yeah, the problem being Safe is ahead of this wall, so he's going to know if they set up for this.
It's horrific, though, to play against. You've got to almost feel for Giants because you're feeling so red. How do they know we are so clearly here? It's a 3-2 split. Yes, they get towards the site. Redgar once again going to find Fatinho. Soulcast keeping it cool towards the back of the site. Yampi looking for that pressure on short. Doesn't get it this time. Nuki's dealt with him. Nats now has his go from heaven. And there's still just numbers on their side, but it is Nuki left alive. Don't forget who this man is. Keep it in your mind. The counter comes in. Nuki wins the fight now. This is getting a little bit dangerous. This could be 10-10. This could be tied up all even. Two greats head to head.
30 seconds left.
Who gets this one? Nuki.
Nuki thinks he's still short.
Oh my god, the shotgun! Oh, there's no bullets! What has gone on?
I mean, Nuki completely misreading the situation, but also Safe. Caught with his pants down behind Gen there. A freebie, you got to argue with the operator there. Yeah, that's a tough one to watch back.
You do need a Nuki round once in a while. If you're going to talk about the likes of Nats, you're going to talk about the likes of Safe, you have to throw his name into the conversation. Wow, that's my ranked teammates' mics right there. That's crazy. They have the same headphones. You need one of those rounds. It wasn't the prettiest. It wasn't the nicest to watch.
No.
but they needed something, and he's had a quiet game.
The big positive, actually, is this comes on the back of just one ultimate. We're crediting this ult cycle,
bloody
favoring
hell.
Giants
How?
massively.
Oosh.
So and that's completely blind, by the way, from Yampi. No utility towards that at all. So the fact he even catches those 2 tags.
You are brave going towards his site. The beast laying in wait in the depths. Yeah, they find Yampi, but look who's waiting. Surely not again. Surely not for a second time. This time more utility put his way, but Soulcast is already up in middle. Finds Vitinho in the middle of no man's land. Nats has gone down, but there's still just a scrappy fight. Redgar is sat like a little rat himself. They have no idea. Redgar says hello and says goodbye. How the hell did he get there?
Redgar used his TP there as well. I was looking for it on the minimap, and I was thinking, is he TPing away? Is he just TP'd into that? I'd love to be able to see that from his POV. Because he sets that smoke up, and he's sat inside it for so long. And it wasn't even considered by Giants.
No, not for a second. They said, like, a cool plant time. Got it. Sights ours, took down Nats. Good. One I'm going to watch back for sure. I have no idea how the hell he got there. I don't think Giants do either. 10-11, though. Liquid taking the lead, and dangerous times for Giants. Sheriffs, yes. Couple of ults, sure. But this half has been looking like a Liquid side.
Very quickly stacked up here towards A main, other than Hoodie. Soulcast only spotted one. It's the same player who's going to see here. Obviously, there will be the sound cue from Vitinho, so that should be the penny dropping. Nats once again tasked.
Did he just adjust the camera?
Yeah, he did, yeah. I'm not even sure if Hoodie spotted it, actually.
I don't think
he looked up to check the previous position.
Yes. Oh, dear. The Rat King's in full effect. Hoodie's like, where
The thing is, though, Safe's already making his way towards B.
Oh.
Now he's found it. Oh, he's found it.
He's found it.
Shot it.
And Safe's here. And if Safe is ever on those stairs, I hate it. It just flashbacks. And once again, the same horrible situation they have to handle here. Smoke is a similar pace.
Same smoke from Redgar, yeah.
This time it's Safe here. Do they even consider that Safe's in this position, though? They must have noted him early on. And he does get challenged. Giants, really good pressure this time. 5 still standing. 2 recovered rifles, potentially. And gonna pop the ult.
Another ultimate from Nookie coming out. Rhymes found one on the lurk as well, so Liquid just down to 2 now. Rhyme desperate to try and pick that weapon up, but unable to retrieve it now. And that fear that somebody's closed the gap a little bit, but Liquid might even just consider giving this one up. The Soulcast clearing all the way through B main. Yampi desperate to try and find this kill. And he will get it. That's a frustrating sequence of events for Rhyme.
Rhymes had a horrible end of that round. And they will be able to keep these 2 players standing. Soulcast and Yampi. And on the other side, Giants digging so deep. I actually surprised they got away with that.
Yeah, I am. I think Safe obviously showing so quickly. He's burned up both of his cloud bursts. I think he throws one down the seconds to try and cover that recon dart. Ultimately trying to play Nats in from that backside position, but this time around there's not enough pressure come through spawn, so Giants, they can freeze on lane. They can wait out a little bit of this pressure. And that makes it harder for Nats to really find value.
Staying in this game, though. Tying it all back up. I thought this one was starting to really drift away.
I mean, this has been an abysmal game from like a Thrifty standpoint in terms of rounds that you shouldn't be winning.
Yep.
Was that 5 now? It's too many for me to even recall now. I'm sure the desk will touch that, but way too many in a single map of Valorant.
And sometimes they feel unforced errors, right, or forced errors, and there's that conversation we had. Some of these,
yeah,
I feel
but
like
when you look at a Thrifty that you lose, it's like, yeah, there's a massive.
This is the TP. This is what you asked for.
So he TP's to backside and then repositions underneath.
Paranoia goes out to lane, smokes up and just sits in it. Wow.
I mean,
Thank you.
that's I'm glad that's the case, because if it was the point where he just TP'd to box
it,
there,
yeah.
I was like,
Ugh. But no, thank you very much, production and replays. Look at you guys working OT here. And speaking of the words, 11-11. We've seen a resurgence. No, you're not feeling that. It's us though, Michael. We've had a tear.
Liquid.
Mystic Mega spoken.
That's not what I want to see. Off the rim here.
Oh, up to that bit.
Oh, Soulcast has eaten a ton of
Soulcast
damage
is
as
in.
well.
Oh, come on! How the hell has he done that? Finds Nookie. That's just dips on in. I think that's the spike going down. It is. But a 5-2 back. What the hell is this game? How is Soulcast the one still alive? I don't understand sometimes. 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Well, it's a problem,
Spike is
though,
down.
because he's down to 32 HP. Somebody else has given up their life to try and bail him out, and actually the shock dart might just seal the deal. It does indeed.
There we go.
Player standing.
Now just on Yampi. No utility left, and not an ideal weapon in this scenario.
Nope.
Doesn't catch a ping on the recon either, but he does catch a player.
Okay, 1v1. This
Patino's
time,
been here before.
but Yampi, a different opponent, but a similar outcome. Patino keeps cool. He's been winning these out for them, and again, scrappy. But it's 12-11 Giants, turning it on when it matters.
Giants 13-11.
I thought you said team.
No.
You misspoke.
There's no evidence. So production, since I know you're listening, just delete the VOD.
Just mute that bit out. Just say it's copyrighted or
I
something.
mean, it's a beautiful pace change from Giants. Yeah, again, you can see early on, there's a couple of times where Liquid are toying with the idea of challenging here outside A main. There's so many bodies behind this.
Here we
And
go.
Soulcast usually the one playing that secondary position.
Ooh, Safe's going walkabouts.
Ahead of the wall once again.
Does he get challenged from Hoodie on the other
You
side,
see the
though?
pings actually on the minimap. They're anticipating somebody playing deep
my
towards
word. Oh, my
steps
word.
here.
Oh, he only sees one. There was another player there. He's still ahead of this. He's still sticking out on this one. This is so dangerous. You don't go exploring further. Safe does. He's audacious.
They're creeping back.
Coming back. Safe's in a world of trouble. Has to slip away. Just feeling out that pressure. The flash could have been the death of
Gonna
it.
hit
It's
all
not.
these steps now,
Oh,
though.
it's stunning. Safe's going to stop the first. Finds Cloud. Coutinho flies in. Safe's gone. And the site is open and ready for the taking.
Again, big indicator they don't see the spy cam or any utility from Nats here either. That's why they have this confidence to sweep through, and a very deep Viper's pit that's going to make it so difficult for Liquid to fight back through here.
All right, Liquid, you got anything left in the tank here? Giants have established this site. The spike is down. Patino willing to challenge on those first couple of steps. Make market an issue, but Yampi strides on out, slides on in, and takes away two. And now we're down to Nookie and Hoodie. And Nookie tries to be proactive, right choice, and gets away with it. Somehow, we're down to 2v3. Hoodie doing damage, 2v2. How are we here? How are we here? Giants holding it down, clawing this game back.
It's been very solid in terms of their approach to Icebox.
Gosh, we really do have some specialists coming in on the agents. We love to see them on.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Sky doesn't get an awful lot of playtime on Icebox
No.
anymore.
So we have to see if Soulcast is up to the challenge to make it look good. Patino and Hoodie going to start things off. And quite well, at least for the first step, as Redcar's fallen.
Yeah, that removes a big chunk. Again, time and time again, we talk about the utility and ultimately without a Sage here, how much of it rides on actually the Harbor picking up that same role, the same value in terms of the Cove. I think we can turn this around though. It is the pistol round, so one that ultimately a couple of kills can really swing this either way. Hoodie, usually good from that position. Shut down very early on by Yampi here.
I quite like this step-by-step approach that's almost coming out from Soulcast. Flash kind of highlighting the player still by yellow. You've got the dog coming out, kind of clearing close towards sight. It's allowed them a couple of steps forward, maybe not as smoothly as you'd like to have seen with potentially the Harbor, but it's at least given them an opportunity. It's forced back some of the Giants players. They are now down to 3. Careful of Cloud, though. He still sits towards CT, a little deep and 2 towards middle.
30 seconds left.
Gonna be the one to step forward first. Tap on the spike. Drawn the attention, and they are all in danger here. Yampi sidesteps Nookie's shots. Soulcast finding Rhyme. I thought they would be dead to rights, but apparently not. Spike now should be planted, and Cloud, yeah, not a chance in it. It's gonna be safe to find it. Cloud goes down, and actually, Liquid maintaining the composure there.
Was that 2 or 3 people tanking the vulnerable there off the snake bite
At
and
minimum
no
2.
kill? comes off it. Again, in the pistol round, that vulnerable is such a
Crazy.
huge tank.
Well, that was a start. I do want to see if we can maybe spot that further on. So, I think at least 2 of them. I still think it was at least 2.
Yeah, I thought it was maybe 3 when I glanced at the
Could have
minimap,
been.
but again, the fact that Yampy didn't even fall off it was what was crazy.
Just
yeah.
shuffling around.
After Redgar's early death, actually, Liquid do turn that back around. An early snakebite here to deny some progress.
Redgar was taking a little bit of space as well, safely done. Forcing away a couple of players, but the response has been made. There's 4 players for Giants sat towards that B site. Now, again, yes, pistols, couple of deadly ones though.
I'll say with Rhyme's early position though, it's going to allow Giants to send for this direction very early on. Nats good for the first, the flash putting Safe in motion as well, and this 4 stack towards B immediately ripped apart by Liquid. As we noted, Rhyme a million miles away from this one. I think even taking a little bit of damage off the turret. That's 82. Yeah, the classic in hand. Again, look for some damage, maybe. Oh, making a meal of that jump peek, actually. Lucky not to get punished for it, but... I mean, here, really, the only person you don't want to see die ahead of anything is Safe. Maybe Soulcast as well in that regard. I'm making him work for it.
Yep.
Flawless.
Fair enough. Right. 2-0 to start with. Now, marked improvement so far from what we saw before. However, this is when the fight begins, right? We get the buy coming out. Now, on the other side, not a bad-looking purchase to fight with. See at least 2, I think, Vandals coming through and one of those Bulldogs still in hand. And the rest going to just try and filter it in. And there's the knife, of course. Goodbye, Rhyme.
I
Well, fans have turned up. I like it. I like it. So we go back in. Now, Bucky for Redgar. Why is it making a resurgence? We've seen it too many times.
Yeah.
2 is too
Twice
many.
in one day is too many.
Yeah. A totally different challenge this time around, though. Eyeing up that A site. This is the challenge I want to be seeing.
Is this almost going to be an attempt at a bait here? He's going to throw the cove down, maybe tap the spike and hope somebody comes in to clear him safe, sharp. On that first open up.
He wasn't even looking close to that. Wall's gone up towards May's side. Give him a little bit of semblance of safety, but still, Cloud on the backside doing really well there. Gonna find Nats punish. And that's why the rifle's now gone. Safe down. Redgar with that Bucky, still not really exciting me in that regard. And Cloud's made Yampy's life murder. Yep, feels terrible to be Yampy. Trying to cross out of this. Actually does get... he's gone back! He's gone back for it. Redgar, show me what that Bucky do. Show me what it did. He's running away.
So, I mean, is this actually the purchase to get
blocking fire?
The operator online for Safe nice and early? There's a bit of a gap here, actually, for Redgar to get something done. At least the plant will come through. Yeah, obviously, being the bonus. Liquid's money will swell after this regardless.
Spike planted.
A nice try for a reposition. Didn't get the opportunity. Got Cloud down to 3 HP, but 3 is more than enough to stay standing. Diffuse will come out on Giants, maintaining 3 alive. Damage was there though, but controlled well on the site.
And sorry, the reason I mention it again with this new composition, this is around actually that I look towards Liquid's overall approach to playing this. Again, we're not going to see Icebox anyway after this week, but whether or not actually Safe is going to be the tool to go behind the cove, the thing we constantly talk about is actually in some of these compositions, who's the person to actually dig a little deeper and make sure you actually secure that site control behind the cove, and he will be on the rifle regardless. Not going to see that, so hopefully we do actually see some of these rounds or the set pieces behind Redgar's cove really secured in that regard.
I'm quite excited to see the other side of it, though, because like Cloud to me has been really exciting to watch for that. How he's been able to maybe maintain that if he's willing to challenge it. And we go back in with buys on both sides. Yampy ult is ready to go.
Here.
You can see a high intention towards that A site. 1 player sitting towards middle. That's going to be Nats on the other side, 3 waiting. And there's that lockdown. And Nats begins to work. So Wonder if he gets much out of this one. No, has been noted. There we go. So, has to respect this. Oh, it's actually a challenge down tube. Fabulous timing for Nuki there. Punishing Nats on that lurk. Love to see it. But the site is now being gathered, and there was that fight up towards the top side. A little bit more pressure, allowing safety for the plant to come in.
Yeah, open plant up in Nest as well, so arguably one of the most comfortable post plants in terms of open sight lines on this A site.
Oh, I'm seeing Yampy going around the world. He's got to get a wiggle on. He needs
Re-lurking mid, actually, yeah.
I quite like it. A little bit nasty. They need to do some damage on the side, or they just can't fall so quickly. Otherwise, it feels so choreographed. And it's done well there. Safe. Going to keep him guessing, but they don't stop the defuse. Rhyme pulled up it. There's the damage. We'll wait and see. Yampy comes around, finds Rhyme. Safe stayed alive. Lovely adjustment there from Liquid.
And again, it's why that mid lurker, particularly on that plant, is so deadly. Again, there's very rarely another defender kind of posted behind that diffuser.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking to challenge towards underneath Nest, behind pipes, all those tricky positions that attacking teams do like to sit in with this open plant. Again, with the wall invested up onto top, it completely removes any blanket of security from Rhyme's utility.
Oh.
The walk of shame to pick up your poison orb again. Didn't have to go too far, though.
He'll survive. And Cloud's aggression will be tempered and forced away. Now, I do want to just continue to note how much support they get going for that plant. That round just then, love to see it. Safe was willing to challenge, you know, towards the top side.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about people going behind the cove. This actually
Interesting.
Placing swarm
What's that?
grenade. Swarm grenade out.
this is nice, actually. This is to challenge that kitchen setup, but it's actually, I don't know if that's supposed to bounce back and
Maybe a
cover
little
the
bit
turret.
deeper, yeah. I
I like
intention.
it. Yeah, I really like it. Again,
quite cool.
it prevents a defender from potentially spamming off that turret contact, or ultimately forces the swing outside of the cove.
It has pulled them over towards kind of maybe considering a walk-up tube, but
I'm curious to know actually if that's supposed to cover the turret, or it is just to allow a tube push, because there wasn't one from Liquid at all.
maybe we see it again.
30 seconds left.
It's a shame in that regard. See them, I've cooked up some little pieces, and it's the only week they're going to be able to show it.
But they do get the... I want to say safe plant. There we go, spikes down. Rhaegar's going to die for it, but that's fine. He'll take that death. Now they need to hold on to it, though. Save with the extended spray. Actually going to catch Nuki too. I thought he was dead to right. It's not the case. Fatinho going to get that upgrade. Rifle is now in hand. It is a 3v3.
Yeah, another situation where we see Safe capitalize from Redgar's wall as well, getting into very unorthodox position. Don't often see.
Need to get going if they want something on this. That's not bad. It's the other two that are a bit of an issue, though. That's going to help the matter. And now the defuse can be started. Hoodie can't be stopped just yet. Yampy can't do anything about it. They had so little that round. He gets thrown in their face. Fantastic work from Fatinho to just dive a little bit deeper, dig a little deeper, push him out of those post plants. Liquid can be frustrated with that.
Perfectly timed as well off the recon as just that secondary, I guess, distraction in that post-plant hold. Soulcats actually resets back onto the angle immediately. I don't even think he was going to get tagged off the recon, but yeah, tough to see that. A sigh of relief from Pipson. And one of the things as well, and again, I was just brainstorming again the other day. Think about actually the possibilities with Harper and where these expected plants come through. Again, with that lack of pressure, teams need to start looking towards, you know, a much more open plant towards like Dice or something like that. Because that plant there on the rope, unless that player on belt or below belt stays alive, makes it so difficult. The Nest player, the Pipes player, they have to overswing. And ultimately in a disadvantage there in terms of numbers overall, you almost have to give it up. Like it's so awkward to swing from Nest. That wall is like paper thin. Like you can get spammed off that close angle so easily, especially if there's nobody else really taking contact or commanding any pressure in that post plant hold. I'd be interested to see. Well, again, it's not. I don't know why I'm speculating. It's not going to matter.
Because you're a little nerd.
It's not going to matter.
You really like Valorant, eh?
I'm sad.
It was just nice seeing Icebox looking a little different for a little while. A new agent came out, and it was
I
exciting.
used to dislike Icebox quite strongly, but
I still do.
See, I don't.
To play it or to cast it?
Get out of my way.
Both, actually.
Wow, okay. You've lost it. You've absolutely
I'm a
lost it.
Killjoy main, so obviously...
Yeah, I know, I'm about to
enjoy
say this.
playing Icebox.
It's a really nice
Obviously.
time. We do have a fair purchase here, and I think Fortino and Safe, yes, both have knives out, so this could be a fun little battle. Once again, that test towards A is coming in. Now, I quite like that late lurk we had mid, but they still need that success on the site, so a little bit of a different tempo here. Our drone going to come out, try and find anyone waiting on the other side. I don't know how much it saw there. Probably not that much, as they were sat just
Didn't see any
around the
pings,
back.
yeah, so assuming nothing. Fortino, I guess in a position there to see anybody really swing behind the drone, not spotting anything. Now the utility goes up, that will be flag raised at least for Giants here. But I was going to say, yeah, before the dash, not an awful lot of progress made here. The Reckoning going to come through, but Fortino's ahead of it.
Spike down.
The Reckoning's not going to really disrupt much of these players towards the back of the site. Soulcast still going to try and thrive in this absolute mayhem. Spike is not down. 30 seconds.
30
How's
seconds
Fortino?
left.
Yampi's behind him.
Oh my god, they have no idea. Yampi,
enemy
oh, Fortino's turned around. Oh dear. It's all gone a bit wrong here, hasn't it? With all that madness, Fortino kept so calm in that. I thought Yampi could have been such a nuisance. Not at all.
I mean, Liquid relying on getting all these kills whilst the lockdown's up. I'm very confused as to whether or not that kind of audible is never called. But you can see how early the lockdown, I think, is ahead of the Reckoning.
It just felt a little out of sync. The players didn't feel any of that utility pressure on the back of the site at all. Fortino was fine. The flashes were sent kind of just towards the back of 410-ish, barely behind Dice. Not much really put them out of sorts. And again, as you noted, pacing a little off kilter. And it's somewhat put the money in a bad position. Yeah, Guardian out. Not pretty. Spectre, Sheriffs, Marshals.
Placing swarm grenade.
No turret down. This is not showing for me. Not even an issue for
So
now.
it's just like the stars align for the one round that actually that turret's not in position.
Yeah.
And they've anticipated that Liquid will start exploring elsewhere. That is S tier trolling from Nookie.
I'd be livid. And now he's going to just backfill this, I wonder. Yeah, he's going walkabouts, isn't he?
I mean, he's
time
so
he did
in tune, like, it's actually wild.
I still don't think Nookie ever gets the credit he deserves. I know, and he's still such a high-rated player. I think him on, especially the likes of Raze, for example, I still put him as one of those specialists that are somewhat untouchable.
Spike dropped.
One of the maps that he became quite known for
30
is going back
seconds
into
left.
rotation, so not a bad thing for Giants either. However, we're down to 25 seconds here, and really not much gained nor lost apart from a very late wall going to come in, going to make things even trickier. Yes, Safe can get close, but clearing back of sight, they're still struggling to force these players into uncomfortable scenarios. 10 seconds now, they've got to get a plant down, they've got to do something. There's that code going up, dealt with very quickly. Rhyme, yes, under pressure, but Soulcast denied. And yeah, this is just having nothing. Safe, yeah, great damage. Doesn't matter. Round says. I mean, Safe is desperately trying to make this. Bloody hell, come on. He's stupidly talented, but it doesn't get him around.
He's in a clear up after the round's ended.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful nonetheless, but... and I mean, actually, Giants as well, picking up so much damage and a couple of kills just off utility alone. I mean, that Nano Swarm felt like it did so much. Unfortunately, even just, you know, a couple of seconds prior, and Safe would have won the round off the back of that. Last time we've seen some exploration here. Again, it looks like Giants have a perfect read when Liquid look to switch things up. They're positioned to greet this adaptation perfectly. Obviously not just this round, but the previous as well, with that awareness with the turret. I'm even thinking actually if it was a round that prior to that, Nookie was waiting on the Cove once again to adjust that position of the turret. Fortino actually in a position to benefit from this wall from Rhyme. This is this kill nearly looked good for the adjustment there. To say, but he has an opportunity to silently reposition into a very awkward spot. Not going to matter too much now. I doubt Liquid are going to be re-exploring whilst that Sage Wall is still in effect in B main. And they're trying to actually creep through the poison orb ahead of that alarm bot.
Mid splits, Mike.
Yeah, the wall was actually a little off here. The cove's there, and actually Safe will find the spam as it loses that barrier.
And Yampi's won the fight on Cloud,
left.
so the pinch has kind of worked.
Watching here.
It's so unconventional, but it's got them this far. Rhyme, Nookie, and Fatinho not in the right place to do much about this. Very hard to play back in towards the site now. Nat's patrolling in the depths, gonna find Rhyme.
Yeah, it's a save. I mean, Fatinho's got to hold on to that operator. Anytime there's a Viper split that's not kind of down on a default plan or something like that, you cut off one rotation channel, that operator just becomes so problematic or so difficult to employ in a retake scenario.
Wow, I don't think I've seen a successful mid-split like that in quite some time.
Yeah, and it looked like Redgar's wall was off, and even there, yes, the cove goes down, but again, it's so early. It's in such an open space that it's so easy to quickly remove that.
Safe did very well to find a kill. I think it was literally just a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
You'll take it when you get him.
Yeah, I think they spammed the backside. Was it Hoodie, I believe, spamming the backside of the cove, and Safe just responds with a couple of shots and finds a headshot.
That kind of feels like it kind of unlocked that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, you're not playing that out again. It's not another round that you go, yeah, that worked for us. Brilliant.
Run it back. Yeah, pumping the brakes. Maybe feeling time to address the overall issues here.
Yeah, well, again, in full speed, it looked like he was bang on for that adjustment. Not so much there.
Even Yampi finding the success on Cloud was so valuable too.
It's good, boys. We have 4 rounds. Just continue like this.
4 rounds, we're good.
Just fair. We've got 4.
4's all we need.
Just carry on like this.
Carry on, we're good. No adjustments. The adjustments we're looking for will be from the Liquid side.
Yeah,
Maybe feeling it's a bit too
Hey, like I said,
fine-lined.
credit to Giants. If you look at the minimap in some of these rounds, it's like they are bang on the money.
Oh, yeah.
With when Liquid are going to switch things up.
It's mad, isn't it?
Like I said, that second walk through B main as well. First real time we've seen them positioned early on to greet Liquid ahead of setting up for even any sort of conventional default.
Yes.
There's just space. Liquid, I guess at this point now, need to get back into a position where I think finding some value ahead of a site here. Whether it's a kill or some pressure.
Just wisps of locations.
Yeah, Giants aren't really in a position where they're forced to invest a lot of early utility, and they've been so good at playing anti-plant.
Yeah.
Let's go again. What's Nookie got up his sleeve this time? A little bit of an adjustment here. And there's that early test. Now, last time around, there were 2 players very attentively dealing with B long. He had, who was it down there? Rhyme and Fatinho. But this time, not the case at all. But I wonder how much his intent is behind this, right? How much do they commit to this? I do want to see if the late pressure through middle comes out. Fatinho is certainly on the case. He wants a bit of this.
There's 3 members of Giants here, though.
There we go. There's the cross main. Fatinho's got to be careful now. Does manage to fall away. Yeah. Nice. Lovely adjustment.
Burn the flash, force Fatinho deeper. And actually the pinch from mid almost paying off there. That's did a ton of damage.
How's that?
And we'll find another kill, though.
I'm really surprised he didn't get noted by any of it. Nookie's gone down. There was utility in play, but it doesn't matter. From downtown, you got the post coming out, but doesn't quite connect for that second.
Could be an issue here. I mean, Nats is dead now, and they didn't get the plant off of Redgar. Sorry, off of Redgar's Cove.
Yes.
And also that initial wall coming through, and actually Rhyme going to get Nookie back on his feet. So this now becomes very, very problematic for Liquid.
How do they make that final step? Oh, it's getting less likely now.
Yeah, try planting B site without a Viper wall and with no Cove. They literally need kills here. Now it's a 3v5 after that res comes through.
And they've got 10 seconds to find all of them. Not a chance for it.
Wow, what a flip. Just a single kill.
Yep.
Completely turns this round on his head. Again, the timing as well from Cloud to get that Hunter's Fury off to deny that plant coming through. Beautiful round from Giants. And Liquid, honestly, just left stood outside B main just
All right,
with
back
nothing
round.
left to do there.
Yeah.
There's no utility that guarantees that plant. You think here again, yeah, Nat's completely, I mean, not unnoted, but not considered initially.
Just circumventing around that turret that was up towards, I think, Boiler.
The one thing that changes there with Redgar's deep investment of that first wall, you can see it's actually behind site. It's to wrap site, cut off Snowman, and actually cut off that kitchen hallway. I was going to say, hold that thought for a moment. Fatinho sees the top of someone's head. But yeah, if Nats immediately then repositions towards kind of front side of connector, there's a chance there. Unfortunately, he's caught out from that second peek from kitchen.
This is such a brutal test coming out from Nuki as well. He's having to relinquish it. They're starting to exploit middle a little bit more here. And he just gets so punished. Safe backhands him on the way through. Sight looking way better, but Hoodie putting up a stand. Guardian working well towards Yampi, but 4v4, gotta look for that plant. Still in the hands of Redgar. Hoodie still trying to defend, doesn't get it this time. Nat's gonna get the better of him, and now the plant should come down. Oh, bloody hell, save.
Cloud was spamming shots there, but didn't actually know his position. Safe. Find the first. Rhyme tries to respond. The Soulcast actually to find Rhyme. Another position now where Fatinho, operator in hand, forced to consider holding on to this.
Don't even get a chance to, really. I'm looking at the likes of Soulcast creeping up towards middle.
Yeah, he's
The
ready to
gap
catch
is
him on the
getting close,
retreat. Yeah.
Fatinho, pick your poison. Which way do you go? Soulcast clearing this deep is so indicative too. You can see the spamming coming through. Fatinho would love to be able to keep hold of this. The map is looking real small. Now confirmed and now dead. Soulcast's long old lurk to try and catch him works out well. Scoreline tied. Back up 5 apiece here. Giants finally being faltered a little. The mid pressure from Liquid is starting to ramp up a little bit here. You're seeing Nuki being put once again on that chopping block. A little bit of a different change though. And Safe doing very well.
Yeah, it does. Soulcast to be the one to really secure this, finding that second kill. Again, if Rhyme finds that trade and there's nobody really in position, if Rhyme can kind of maintain connector control, that gives Giants the, I don't know what that was, Giants the opportunity to really fight back onto site. Now that flash isn't really going to reveal much. Luckily, nobody from Liquid looking to swing on behind that, but
I think they found a gap. They're desperately trying to work middle here. Now last time they were able to deal with the alarm bot up towards Tube. That's already been changed. Nuki's new positions there. Fatinho going to just rattle off a shot, hope that it finds some sort of target.
I mean, look at Rhyme though. He's going to know that this is a fake.
And that's going to be the Viper's Pit then committed. But once again, Nuki's dead. This opens up that middle part of the map. Now, how much can Hoodie do here? Nothing. Soulcast. What? How the hell did he get
Completely
that?
blind.
It didn't look like it. That looked so accurate.
Yeah, I don't know if Hoodie poked his rifle out or something, but
Spike's down.
he's got nothing left.
Oh, Cloud,
he's got nothing
desperate.
left. But Rhyme actually catches him on the retreat.
Okay. Rhyme's a problem. Now, there is a wrap even on him. Yampi's on the way over there.
Yeah, Rhyme's not going to read this.
Not a shot in hell, do you even consider it? Nope. Done for. Rhyme gone. Now, the only other two were coming through CT, a little bit more traditional in approach, and they've been done for once again. Safe with the spray. Not going to catch Fatinho. Second time of asking. Soulcast once again is there. Liquid. I haven't seen many teams find this much success through middle, ever.
Yeah, and again, rolling back to a couple of those rounds where Giants seem to be so in tune with where Liquid were going to readdress or I guess explore. It's kind of bizarre, actually. There's been a couple of kills like this that have been given away on mid. Again, you think, yeah, okay.
All right.
Soulcast, go play Lotto.
Nice!
Yeah, a little bit of frustration shown on some of the faces from Giants because, like I said, ultimately they were in the driving seat. They had the benefit of getting these mid-round reads or even the early round, the opening round reads so well midway through this half, and they could have been the benefactors towards the latter half.
It is a rare day that I've seen Nuki so outdone A rare day indeed, and this time it's Safe who has his number. Cloud trying to pick up the slack a little towards middle, but it's already been won over. They already have that B-side control. Lockdown is in effect. Hoodie has to relinquish, fall away from this spike. Could be toyed with pretty soon now. Yeah, just waiting out the time correctly. Doesn't need to overdo it here. And yeah, a little bit of a change up even on the Cove. Lovely. Just gonna pop that down. Spike is safe, and now we look at what's remaining. Cloud, Hoodie, and Fatinho. Much of a shot this, not with Nats doing that, and the follow-up as well. Lovely work from Nats. And now it's just Hoodie. And there's not much to do in this round. 3 to find, 5 HP. It's a bit of a pipe dream. Nats wonderfully in control. And Mike, I just can't believe we saw one, Nuki struggling, genuinely. 2, a team actually controlling middle, or at least exploiting middle, as well as Liquid did. It feels very uncharacteristic, very out of the norm, but it was their lifeline. It got them back into this game.
Definitely, and Liquid demonstrated a number of different ways to achieve, something similar in a few of these rounds. I mean, I'm not necessarily concerned looking at that. Giants have had some very close affairs on Icebox and shown a lot of resilience. So yeah. I guess in terms of expectations of what we see here, they've kind of had, mixing performance in terms of, which half bias they do show. One thing I will say is that they've looked particularly good previously at some of these anti-plant setups, and we didn't necessarily see that here. It wasn't really a factor. Liquid weren't really just barreling towards site, trying to find a plant and failing on that. So whether or not Giants are ultimately going to now be back in the driving seat in terms of being able to dictate the pace on their attacking side, that's going to be a real test for Liquid. Again, with a new comp, some of these defensive setups that we tested, and yeah, I'm a little curious with what's going to happen in the second half, to be honest, because it comes down to the initiator question here. Like I said, Sky doesn't get an awful lot of play time, but she does have that strength in terms of the mid-round, in terms of obviously a piece of utility that doubles as a flash and a fact finder.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm curious to see if Liquid kind of have some of these preparations in line for the defense and how well they're executed here.
They had some ratty bits and pieces. I do want to see if it translates. I think I'm really with you on that one. A marked improvement, however, on the first time, well, last time, should I say, we really saw them on this map. So clearly Liquid have been cooking up something. They have been trying to rebuild this one. Now, obviously, we know that this map is certainly not staying around for much longer, but as it stands, it looks like they have been trying to build something back here. So I'm hoping that does translate to the second half. But again, this is where I want to see Giants then kind of pick up that slack, right? We want to see them kind of play to that standard that we've known them to have, that capability we've seen in prior games where they've been challenged and have once again bounced back. Resilience, I think, is the key word that I think you noted, and I'd love to highlight here if they have that capability. Now, as I said before though, Nuki having a bad game, and not to his fault really, just got outdone, and it's a rare day you see it. I want to see if he gets frustrated, if he bounces back, if he gets quiet. Because he used to be a fiery player. Nuki was no one to be messed with, so I do want to see if that does continue in the second half. Plenty things to be seen here, as it does seem as though the teams are ready to dive back into this one. So, if you are just tuning in, 5 to 7, map 1 in Giants' favour. Close but scrappy. This time, a little bit of a different look here.
This slow creep in towards A. A reposition coming out from Nats initially. Safe,
Here.
very early info on mid. Already down tube. Let's see, will this dart reveal top screens? It hasn't. No, Yampi's going to be rewarded with a kill.
We'll take that every day of the week. Fatinho now down somewhat for free. Nats takes
a ton of damage.
Yeah. How much HP was on? Like nothing, 17. And Safe is closing in quickly. This is a problem. The Giants yet have found a solution to no cure in sight, as already Safe is closing
No utility
in.
watching the flank.
Nothing will reveal this. Apart from Cloud, apparently, who has just mad intuition, turns around, says, hello, Safe, and see you next round. Flash in, trying to find the fight. Rhymes there towards Yampi. This is still a battle, and it's a bloody one. 3v2, Redgar and Nats. Nats down low, noted earlier on. Redgar does deliver, finds Nuki. 2v2 now. What on earth is going on? 30 seconds now.
30
What the hell is that?
20 seconds left on this heal for Rhyme as well. I guess behind that decay, I think he was on roughly 27 HP.
Audacious move from Nats here. doubling down on this all the way around the
Yeah,
world.
but I
Didn't
mean,
go
it's
well
taken
for Safe.
Giants a while to get the plant just because of, I guess, that paranoia.
Does the penny drop, though? I think it
There's
might...
no way.
No, Hoodie's none the wiser. Dink and the kill, and Nats down low, yes, 17 HP, but Rhyme.
He doesn't want to heal to try and get the, try and hide his position. Now he's giving it away. He can pop this heal. Now, I guess, an advantage in terms of the HP.
And also has the time. Oh, the spam from Rhyme.
This is what I
No,
Big round.
I'm thoroughly impressed, and Rhyme's had a bit of a mare of a game. It's not been nice for him, but that one could certainly bring him back into this. I think he was sitting on 1 kill.
I mean,
prior to
yeah,
that.
I was just about to say, that was a 3 or 4K. Gets himself up to 5 kills now.
Lovely.
Just what you need as well, because this was such a chaotic round. I like here as well. I'm not sure exactly of the distance or whether or not Redgar would have heard that, but again, great awareness not to pop the heal and try and catch Redgar off guard.
Very well thought through. 6 to 7 now. Gap could be closed here. Well, the Bulldogs coming out to play. On the other side, not much really to write home about. Sheriff's in effect. And yes, proactive, but very hard to hold these sites. And you only have a Ghost or a Sheriff. It's Giants just methodically working it down. A couple of opportunities for safe there, but nothing too clear. Giants just striding forward. This is just comfortable so far, cleanly working towards the site. I saw a pop flash on that, but didn't find the opportunity to find someone just maybe a little bit deeper than the others. And should be cleaned up, yeah. So none of those threats really coming to much. Now that utility is going to be invested towards the back line. So
planted.
at least awareness of 1. I'm probably going to consider the second.
Sheriff is trying to find something, but it's nothing. Nookie sharp with the Bulldog. Now Redgar, unfortunately, only a classic in hand.
Oh.
That's exactly the situation I was talking about earlier. This wall provides no safety whatsoever for anybody. The awareness there.
He's just dodging bullets, man. Poor old Redgar.
The Giants will find themselves a flawless round here to follow up. Again, comfortable coming through. 5 Bulldogs, bringing it into the next. A big opportunity here, actually, for Giants to get way ahead, actually, in the first 3 rounds. If they can convert this, this will be huge for them. So you can then ride through the next round with rifles, effectively.
Yeah. Well, there's a round for Liquid to show us what they got on this side. It is going to be the Logitech G power-up round here.
Always good to see one.
Love to see it. There we go. And an adjustment from Giants. Leaning towards that B-side, little Nats hit.
On an island.
Yep.
And actually ahead of Yellow. So banking on maybe finding a kill ahead of this wall gun up, but now Yampy. Give him a little bit of company. I was going to say, he's actually looking back towards mid now. So yeah, Nats unfortunately can't commit to one of these opening engagements. Was that Nats' snake bite? Yeah, he's not going to be able to deny this. Actually, maybe, yeah, that's going to catch.
That should do it.
Yeah.
That should do it.
Spike down.
Wow. Okay, denial on the first attempt of the plant. Second could be attempted, but yeah, no, absolutely not. They're backing away from this one now. There's an issue here.
Same conversation that we had one of those rounds in the first half as well. If you don't get the plant off that Sage Wall or the Harbour Cove, it becomes so difficult to flip this back in your favour. Now it ultimately relies on pretty much finding kills to secure this plant on B site.
Best chance they have right now is Nookie finding it, but I think Safe's already so aware of this. Vitinho's actually going to overextend. Isolate one, I like that, but the response in kind is perfect. Liquid answer back with 3, leaving just Nookie. Gonna find one short. Okay.
Oh my God!
Nookie, what the hell? He's got a chance at this. Oh my God, Safe breaks
The
his
weapon
heart.
model just covers Safe's peak.
Oh my God, that shouldn't have been.
That was a
close.
disgusting round from Nookie though.
That shouldn't have been. Don't piss off Nookie, please. Just leave him alone. He had a horrible first half and now he's pissed. Watch, I hope we got that at the end. This was the response that was big, but you are fortunate in
Save,
that
you're
one.
a lucky boy.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I was that close. Ooh, okay, 7 to 8 now. They don't get to build up that massive momentum of potentially converting that third in.
A ton of damage done.
Yes, buy back in here. Very nice round coming back out. And we do have the 2 Guardians coming out, Red Guard and Soul Catcher.
And the other thing being, it's the light shields is look towards the minimap. A lack of utility in terms of the nano swarms for Yampi.
Poison's off. You should run.
Information, the lockdown committed towards B, so we'll force Nats back towards Snowman. Yampi all the way under Kitchen, hopefully. Yeah, he's got plenty of time to get there, I'd say.
Okay, so they should be aware of the flank just due to the turret being handled, but still, to get at least draw 1 pair of eyes back that way. Plant has gone down safely. Do they get away safely? Well, the flanks certainly succeeded. Safe quickly deals with Hoodie and adjusts right back around. He's not going to be messing any more time back towards the back lines. He's going straight back through towards middle. Rez is going to come out, though.
That's 2 snake bites back.
Exactly.
Available for Giants now.
And already Fatinho's going to try and do some damage here. Nat's going to do well towards Cloud, but the response is there in kind. Diffuser is down. We are now down to 3v2. They have to try and deal with these players. Hoodie holds on. And we now have a game on our hands, tied up, squared away. Giants are back in this matter. Liquid halted here.
I'm not even sure where the snake bite comes through here, because I saw something
the
land
assist,
as...
but
I think the kill onto Red Guy, yeah, you can see it there. So again, a variation in the plant here, but Giants have obviously got this pre-planned in terms of the post-plant utility. So yeah, good awareness from Rhyme as well to reset so deep to get that res as well. Very quickly, Safe is forced back towards Connector, and actually I believe it's Safe not wanting to follow through on that. The flank is shown so early on that it makes it very difficult for him to secure a second there.
right choice to his understanding. And now tied up, this should be 9 for Giants, but this game has been weird. We've seen a lot of thrifties, so...
I mean, the Giants win them more. What, it meant say 5 out of 8 or something?
Something mad
I'll
like
take that as gospel.
Yeah, absolute truth. Okay, Flan gonna go in. Yeah, this is now very difficult. Not even a bit of chip damage so far.
Enemy mark.
Okay, gonna see Safe, gonna see Yampi. Oh,
Gonna
he's
see
seen
a
it
lot
all.
with that.
Oh dear. He's just shooting fish in a barrel, Tino. Oh, well, until the fish fought back. Torgas is out of there for a second. Again, full rifles, you're not going to see much more than that.
Yeah, it's worrying though, because it now puts Giants in a position to actually seal the deal fairly early on. Liquid have to stop this. You can see just how it lies now. I mean, yeah, the one benefit being Giants haven't built up a massive cushion in terms of the money. It looks like Fatinho might even actually try and do that this round. Gets a Guardian in hand, he's going to pop the Blade Storm. Again, what we have this buy round from Liquid. If they lose, it's Giants on 10. Liquid back on either a broken purchase or an eco. And that's very, very worrying.
Get out of my way.
Highly telling round. Let's see what's in store. Safe. Gonna get up in their faces. This is risky from Safe. We haven't seen it yet, but they seem all too aware of it. Look at Hoodie. Look at Cloud. And look at him still succeed. Finds Cloud and makes it away.
Yeah, the weird thing was, Hoodie was kind of looking towards the ramp, but Cloud wasn't holding the right angle at all when he swings that wall. Again, removes a key stakeholder from Giants. Nuki has crept up behind this, though.
How far does he get in this? Doesn't matter.
Safe?
Safe is so good at this game, it's stupid. 20
But the weird thing being,
but
it being Nuki, that actually draws the rotation towards B.
it does. Do you think, oh, he's
It's a killjoy, yeah, he's lurking. He's tried to lurk in behind that opening kill.
They figured it out. I mean, gets the heal, Safe will be back up to a far more substantial amount of HP, but they do get a plant out of this. It feels like they shouldn't even gone that far off. The early work that came out from the likes of Safe, the follow-up as well.
Very deep poison orb as well. Again, where's the wall get invested? You almost want that towards heaven, to be honest, but it's here to try and secure this hold behind screens.
Oh dear. Forced that position, really nice combination of the Snakebite and Yappy being all too aware of that position possibility. Fatinho going to dive on in, fall away a little, but does take one with him. Yappy's gone down, blinded, flash. Soulcast there, it's all on Hoodie, and he's absolutely not going to shot in hell apparently, and that flies on over, and it's light work for him. Liquid aren't out of it yet, and fabulous work from Safe early on there. Got to give credit to that, and a little bit of a curious, maybe a misread on this one. I mean, Cloud is just drifting on over.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right, Yati Yappy to find the spam as well.
Nice point!
1 HP. Huh?
Nookie a little confused about that one. I like the attempt to take a very deep hold here when Liquid completely give up sight.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate with the execution. We talk about Rhyme having a slow first. Redgar still sat at 2 and 12. Again, heavily reliant on his utility, yes, but hasn't really had a say in many of these rounds.
Oh, Safe's getting in their face. Audacious at this point, though. So hard to make this work. Nookie seems, he's aware there's a chance, yeah. And it's something we credit him for. Oh, Fatinho. Oh dear. Safe's got you pinned in a little bit here. Fatinho is living on borrowed time, it feels like, but has been bailed out by Util. Highly volatile start, but somehow a 5v5 still.
I mean, yeah, the wall goes up and the flash in front of it just to confirm no progress through mid, but Safe isolated here as Liquid look to explore elsewhere. Spike not committed just yet.
I was kind of hoping that Redgar and I think it was Soulcast would continue that exploration down towards middle, but with the loss of Safe, they have to peel back in, but by now the site's lost.
That's a situation where you want to see Safe actually playing safer on site. Redgar has found a response here though. Reckoning will come through.
Planted.
But Fatinho's actually found the kill. Soulcast responds with 2, a third as well from him.
Where did he just find 3 kills? Hoodie is dead and Soulcast just had a round.
What?
Give us that replay, because I don't know how he's done that.
That was outrageous.
Show it one more time, run it back for us, because that's a round that could actually change the outcome here. 10 for Liquid.
That was so quick as well. So quick.
Instant timeout from Giants, by the way.
Pipson wants to chat real quick.
Unhappy. Show me this.
Oh.
Oh, come on! That is the mechanical brilliance you want to see from him. Lovely. There he is. After being the sacrificial lamb before, nice to see a moment for him to shine. On the Agent, we love to see him on. Him running it down with Sky. Somehow making it look almost viable. But again, 9 to 10, no safety for either side.
Yeah, and this came at a crucial point in this half as well. Again, Liquid were basically 1 buy round away from being in a very precarious position.
I feel so judged when Pipson's like, it makes me nervous.
It makes me really anxious.
I don't know why.
He's got a really terrifying, scary face.
Yeah, he does. When he's angry, you can. There's no subtlety to the anger. I've let him down. I'm gonna get yelled at. But they seem fun with it. You know, Giants will be great. They'll be fun. I'll work through it.
I'd love to fly on the wall, just one game.
Just to hear it.
Yeah.
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 9 to 10.
Giants come back in with a purchase though, and
it hasn't crumbled. The money's still there at least.
But this is probably the last.
Yep.
And they'll have the benefit of obviously that lost bonus, but I don't think it's going to get them close to even forcing rifles. Other than Cloud, I mean Fatinho a million miles away from that Blade Storm.
Placing alarm bot.
I'm not sure with the walls going up where that flash actually popped and what it would have revealed, but it's kept 4 members of Liquid here. And Safe with an operator, that solo anchor towards B. There you go, confirmation with the Trailblazer at least. But Giants don't seem to have any idea of how many members of Liquid are positioned behind this.
they've got to know of maybe 2, 3 now, considering the utility that's been put down in front of them, but do they still, I feel like they have to continue to commit. They have no idea. Yeah, the pop flash is stunning, and the re-aggress, I love it. It's highly dangerous though, as Fatinho has just kept this even. But on the site is Yampi. The Ice Cold Fin finally melts under the hands of Hoodie, as Safe is left in a 1v2. Cloud and Hoodie trying to hold on to this. Plant's gonna go down, trying to bring this back to 10 apiece. Knives in hand though, this man is deadly, the assassin himself. 2 on the other side of the wall, the drop, he's got 1! Real close to the second. Cloud, a haircut only. 19 HP is enough to bring this back all even. The money might, I'm petrified one of the teams is gonna just crumble at the last moment, but they've got enough for a buy here.
They do. Well, actually, I'm immediately concerned after the operator purchase. Fatinho, by the way, wasn't playing anti-flat. He was back to that wall, and he's not cleared. He basically stands there for the entirety of that flash duration and then responds. I think that's actually what they're discussing just at the end there. Yeah, I was going to say, with this operator investment now coming back through, I got to argue it's probably come from Nats, right?
Surely.
Or maybe Yampi. And that's the problem, is behind this, there's only 3 purchases. Safe not on the Blade Storm as well. Nats, Viper's Pit, chance to play a Spectre, a Judge, something. It's certainly not going to be a full purchase.
No, Fatinho was a mile away from Blades, now he's 2 away.
Yeah.
It's mad the difference around makes in this. But again, 4 players dedicated here. They've put in so much faith in Safe just to keep B secure, which is a fair assessment. Now you've just heard it though, the Viper's Pit's gonna go down. They have no chance to really pressure that early by any means. So, but Giants do at least get towards the side though. There's no now challenge towards it.
No respect to the Harvey utility either.
I'm just going to walk on through it, but Fatinho got to be careful here. Almost got a little bit too much damage on him, but he's fine. He'll back up. This is dangerous. Yampi's just strided in, battered down the door, took Fatinho with him. Spike's still not down, 45 seconds here. Nookie's got to be careful on a bit of an island. Slips back away. Seeker's going to come in, readdress the side.
Safe's on the flank as well.
And you're right, he's here so quick. I think Cloud's looking. Cloud's having a little bit of a peek back there. Hoodie's a bit worried about it too. They're now surrounded. There is issues aplenty. They need to win out some of these fights. Something needs to be made. Safe here. Nookie just trying to be the bodyguard. They do get the plant down, but there's the answer back. Safe can find Hoodie. Finds another. Nookie's gone. And now it's all on Cloud. They do nothing but fall. Liquid can make it to 11. 5 standing.
This is so crazy to see as well. The Viper's been there, and Giants sit behind it for like 20, 25 seconds. If you've not got the plant ahead of that pit coming down, and then Fatinho doesn't find anything getting aggressive behind screens, when does the penny drop? When's it like, okay, guys, we have to reconsider this? Because at the point then, I'm looking, the clock hits 35 seconds, and Giants are still stood behind it. And it certainly doesn't feel comfortable.
No.
I mean, I'm shocked they even got that plant. They shouldn't have been allowed to.
Didn't feel like it, right?
Yeah, that's wild to me.
And now this is when the money crumbles, right? This should be 12. Cloud Hero Rifle.
Yeah, and we haven't seen the same success rate in terms of the thrifties on this map for Giants at least.
Okay.
I mean, I heard the headshot sound there. Was it maybe a wallbang coming through, a clip on the edge of the wall or something?
Blade Storm on. Rotations in though, 3 players now.
What's the
ready
investment here? Okay, I was going to ask if they're considering the lockdown after the Blade Storm's thrown out.
Knife's Edge. Really
Very
is.
early plant here.
Yeah. Okay, that should be down. And do they get a safe post plant? Oh my word. Oh, that was so dangerous, that was so close.
So there's only 2 snake bites. Well, again, snake bites and the shock darts.
Yes.
And there is a poison orb on the plant, so a chance for Cloud to actually find value off this. But
who's going back line? Yampi, okay.
but
Trying
Hoodie's
to
wise
disrupt.
to it this time.
Yeah, he's
again,
not
with
good for
Safe
it
coming
twice.
here very early on in that previous example.
Only a Sheriff though, so still could be outdone here. Safe gonna pin down Rhyme. Not one of the issues really in the post plant. And a quick challenge, but a quick defense of it as well. There's the backline found. Fatinho has to go huge here, a 1v3. He's not gonna get it. Soulcast is gonna take them across the line in the end. Yampi with a defuse. It's gonna be 12 for Liquid. And what a turnaround from that first time we got to see them not too long ago on this map. Not looking good, not looking great at all. They've made this much better. They still need to go across that final hurdle.
And the reason I was questioning the investment, obviously the Blade Storm comes through in a lesser purchase, cool, fine. the lockdown comes through, and that's when you think, yeah, Giants they're pushing all in here for this round. Because now they come in, they have the res. Again, situationally difficult to really find value off that, particularly on, I guess, how some rounds play out on Icebox. Again, no early challenge from Liquid, so...
Ooh, adjustment from Giants. I wonder if Nuki actually fully explores this. Hadn't seen that at all yet. Nuki should have heard those steps. Yeah, he has. He's waiting for it. Soulcast around the corner. Does not go past the turret's vision, though. The timing on this one, Nuki is aware of Soulcast. Soulcast takes the fight and wins it! Stunning work. Yampi overwhelmed, though, so they've won the fight somewhere here. Now, Boiler, do they even think Redgar would have checked on this by now? The wall goes up. The dash comes in. Redgar does find Hoodie, but Rymont is back towards Nats. So the site is actually safe. They can get a plant here, and it will be a 3v3 post-plant.
Reconsidering the plant position. Wants an open plant, fine, sure. Still got that res available, but now in the post-plant situation, especially with Fatinho playing a spot like this, it's going to be difficult to find it. Not really any complementary angles here. He still finds one?
Yeah, okay, still makes it work. I thought that was a one and done at best. Actually made it work quite well. Soulcast, can he be the hero they need right now to close out this game? Perfect flash, perfect fly-in!
Oh my god! Oh
so
my god!
Close!
That was nearly the most ridiculous 1v3 from Soulcast. I mean, that's even coming down there to do that much damage. You almost want Giants to hold on to those 3 weapons, making it as costly as possible. This first flash is beautiful as well. 33 HP.
Okay, game on now. GG OT. Pump of the brakes here, timeout. Liquids. This game. Every time I think a team's got the upper hand, they've got that momentum roll, they've got like a nice read on it, flipped. Every single time. 20 seconds to discuss. Doesn't look like it's coming from the coach. Nat's having a chat.
Was just taking a breather here. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how Giants now approach this, because some of these late round hits have looked a little awkward. It looks like brute force and ignorance. I think back to the Viper's pit round, there's been very few early round successes for Giants to build upon. And even looking at the scoreboard here, yeah, Hoodie actually forced to bring a Bulldog into this one. But operator in hand for Fatinho. I haven't seen him work that too much on the attack.
Go. Safe, willing to fight early. Operator ready. Any challenges willing. Any victims on the other side. Fatinho checking for it as well. No mid-pressure this time. All in towards A. This is going to be Safe's domain. Can he keep it secure? Oh, tagged up down to 20. Wants to get out of there, get healed up. Soulcast can facilitate, but he will have to relinquish the site.
Yeah, he's forced
this
so
will be a
deep.
post-plant.
Yeah. Forced so deep away from this to get that heal. Fatinho hanging around, actually.
Yeah, he's not backed. He's done this a couple of times, playing some really curious places.
This is a very strange lockdown.
Don't know how I feel about it.
I mean, the Reckoning to cover off the other area behind it, but not often you see a lockdown get put there. Fatinho in a world of trouble now.
Yeah, Nats with the punish on it perfectly. Fatinho goes down, Nats continues forward, strides in, kicks down the door, and takes the round with the Yampi. Team Liquid taking us the distance now. Map 3 coming into effect. I didn't expect us to get here. I thought Giants had that one. I thought they fit the pudding, and this could be a sweet one. Giants up against Liquid, map 3. Do you know what? I'll say it. I didn't think we'd get here. Icebox being there, I thought, 2-0. Not the case at all. No fight left in Liquid, but can they make it count here? Starting out on the attacking side, of course, therefore meaning Giants, with Fatinho kicking things off with a bang on the defending side.
Again, just to touch back on, I mean, early on at least, when we saw the first few appearances of Lotus, again, this sort of competition, composition, that Liquid are running here, obviously with the breach, the fade, the raise in particular, so many opportunities to shut down, particularly on the defense, early rubble control. So I'm glad to see them employ this. It's been a while since we've seen a team really resort back to this emphasis around the raise. Liquid is toying with the idea of planting seeds towards C and D. Good paint shot. Cloud's going to eat a lot of that.
Yeah, Cloud's in danger, and they've identified where Rhyme is. It's quite nice so far, considering they've done this all behind that wall. But do they commit? Redgar still looking for a bit of play here. They haven't pulled too many rotations. There's still 2 players on the C side. Hoodie trying to just spam out on the extremities of that wall, but Redgar dives on in.
Rhyme gets 2 with the aftershock.
How and where? Love to see that one. Redgar gonna carry on. Hoodie's down. Got Rhyme, Cloud, and Fatinho. Try and find Yampi and Redgar. Yampi towards Rhyme. Oh my word, Yampi, how is this a 1v1? 10 seconds. Spike in hand. Fatinho has to respect this. There's a chance it's a fake, so he has to wait it out a second or 2. Dashes on in. Yampi with a stellar start here. First on the board, etched in, but how the hell did Rhyme get a couple of those?
And Yampi actually getting up on his feet there, throwing some stern words across the stage. Beautiful clutch from him. Again, identifying very early on the positioning here. Fatinho, unfortunately, throws something out to even get away with it. You can see here the replay, Loving that one from Yampi. Yeah, you're right, a little bit of a diff there.
Little Yampi diff, I feel it. And it's going to instantly put Giants on the back foot. Sheriff's coming out to town. And will we get one of those games that we had before where it was just ridiculous, the amount of back and forth rounds we had? Nookie unnoted.
I'm hoping that's kept in check. we're long enough into this series. Again, Giants not finding the same success on Icebox, I guess, in terms of the potency of their 50 rounds. Beautiful isolation here from Safe.
Very nice. Even to keep that in mind.
Lovely little piece there. The placement of that paint shell behind the foul line leaves nothing to chance. Freebie in terms of the opener.
We'll take that diligence on a round like this. Anti-ecos certainly were something to be left to be desired on map 1. Here, nice different start. Quite telling on the flash. Need to head on over, find that support system. Yeah, we only one away from the ult as well, so very early progress from him with that fantastic round 1. Cloud willing to find a challenge on this. Nats is there! Shot from Cloud! Couldn't quite snap back towards Safe, but damage done! And Nookie wants a bit of it himself! Come on, find it! No! That could have been gorgeous, but it is a 1v1 still. Redgar up against Hoodie. Omen v Omen. And Hoodie trying to be silent, but sees just the tip of the barrel! Redgar!
Thank God for Redgar.
We were just talking
about it not happening
happened.
again. I mean, Cloud and Nookie have done absolute wonders to even bring that to a winnable scenario. Would have been a highlight reel across 2 players there.
Watch this one. And after such a brilliant start as well, that was lovely.
Yeah, just to say as well, a freebie to open this round. That adjustment from Cloud is disgusting.
Oh.
All good. Take it calm when we take side play.
Yeah, all good. Well, it wasn't even close.
Easy. Just lucky. Okay, bye comes out. Not too many issues, really. And there's the ult from Yampi. That one been cooking since earlier on. Nookie has to respect it. Falls away, side stairs.
They take so much space off the back of that as well.
Yeah.
Again, it's a big ultimate to have available for the round 3. Yampi's actually safe in the corner.
That's ridiculous. Oh my god, how's he got away with that? Still gets checked on though, Nookie's still aware of that. Gonna deal with him, and actually gets a follow-up towards Safe. This is now a problem. Soulcast and Nats were not equipped for this. They weren't the players to have it, and they ain't hitting like they were last round.
Very, very strange plant position. I don't know if maybe there's something built around this post-plant scenario. In a miracle that Yampi's even safe in that corner.
Yeah, how did he get the
obviously the aftershock not invested, I guess, from a... Is it perpendicular?
Don't say words
It's
like
definitely
that.
perpendicular.
Yeah?
Yep. angle.
Look, if I'm honest, I still get scared trying to type out angle and not write angel. So don't even bring that up to me.
Yeah, beautiful from Giants as well. To isolate a couple of kills behind that unorthodox plant. And I mean, maybe the play is there that they get 2 opportunities to play contact on both Waterfall and Spawn. But unfortunately, I mean, the kills just didn't go their way anyway.
Far more proactive over towards A. Gonna see wall challenge. On the other side, I think it's Nats who's going to be the one trying to deal with Coutinho. That's a problem. Yeah,
Just
Nats,
caught ahead of the smoke. Lucky to get away with his life there.
I thought he was dead to rights, if I'm honest. He does manage to live on, was it 51 HP, but still standing, so value's still there. Nuki feeling enough of the pressure, and Nuki just seems to be the target of their attention, map after map. This time, though, Viper's pick going to do well. That site seems somewhat undesirable.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Nuki's intention is to cover all of default there, but Liquid definitely having an opportunity to find a plant outside it. Now, hopefully they do just drift away from the Viper's bit. There's a big investment here. The Aftershock as well, they're going to note further investment behind this ultimate. Redguard maybe trying to bait a peek off that wall, but the problem being Coutinho's been...
didn't leave.
Yeah. Again, this early exchange with Nats coming out tagged up. Coutinho just gave up the angle there.
Oh my word, he still gets one though. Still going to find safe, but he was the only one really here. Everyone else pretty much peeled away over towards either B or already sitting for that C site. Yampi trying to make sure that at least the route towards site's somewhat safe, but they're adjusting again. But towards B now, 15 seconds. Walking into somewhat the unknown here, but I guess they should be okay for a plant.
Do they expect Hoodie this early though?
Spike planted.
I mean, he wouldn't be early for an A plant, but yeah, now that they adjusted towards B, it's very curious. And it looks, Redguard just turned around, but by that point, Hoodie was right at the door. Lovely paranoia, gonna at least find one, potentially two. Smoke in as well, and Rhyme's still gonna find some value for himself. 2v2 now.
So both of them locked out of sight right now, so it'll be very difficult to fight their way back out of these smoke. The Soulcast swings will find it. Hoodie good for the trade. Nats actually repositioned here.
Didn't get into half either. Nats, perfect positioning.
Making absolute use of that time, banking on that first tap, being a bait, and rewarded for it. Great start here from Liquid on Lotus.
I'm quite impressed. They have been working hard. You can tell, I mean, from the start of this to even if you roll your mind back even to lockdown, we first started to see this roster come through. There has been problems aplenty, and I think anyone, even Liquid fans, will tell you it. It's been up and down.
They're usually the first.
100%. Being a Liquid fan has always been a heartbreaking affair, even from the Sliggy days, whenever you want to go for it, it has been a rough ride. But you're starting to see a little bit of fruit of the labor, it looks like. A little bit of those benefits. Now, once again, do they challenge? Yes, they do. And it's actually, excuse me, Redguard find Nuki safe with a shot towards Hoodie. I thought that would have been maybe Nats going down over towards A. Absolutely not the case. It's over towards C. They found the perfect entry.
Offshot this time shouldn't find too much value. Actually, Bladestorm popped here for Coutinho. Try and make an honest go of this once again. This time around a 3v5. Showstopper available as well for safe if it all goes wrong.
Just a million miles away, but the eventual death, right, is just that slow, creeping death in the background. And Coutinho, who's meant to be the tip of the spear, already been blunted, already been handled. Good trade, but again, hard to clear these positions. Have to almost overextend for it. The plant's very favorable, and the lurk doesn't even need to come into effect. Soulcast is there, handles Rhyme well, and Liquid carry on forward. I've been thoroughly impressed with this. I genuinely thought Nats was dead over by A, but they'd somehow found two perfect picks on the C side.
And the pace of which Liquid are playing as well, it's going to make defending against this sort of tempo very difficult. We've seen Liquid taking advantage in terms of the audibles. That last minute B pivot as well. I'm curious how Giants are going to play some of these buy rounds following this start. And whether or not actually they drift back into what worked really well for them on Ascent, which was these passive holds, forcing the hand of Liquid.
So slippery. Okay, finally gets caught. That's the punish they've been eyeing up for a little while now as well. Last round, an attempt made. This time a success. Now focusing back to business, they put more players behind them towards B.
Grenade!
Actually, now Liquid have their sights set on C site once again. Spike not committed just yet, so... And again, a good read from Giants, actually, to not commit towards this.
Wow.
Finally, now they're actually, I mean, overcooking it.
Yeah,
they invest a Rolling Thunder towards
and
B.
C, because surely after clearing B, they've got to know it's going to be this A piece. Look how deep that ult is sent. Yampy wants to control half of this map for himself. 3 ults just popped and invested. Spike now finally going down. Trying to work this back in is going to be brutally hard. Uncomfortable to say the least, and there's the battle finally breaking down.
Oh.
Redgar can only claim 2. Vitinho and Nuki still standing after all of those ults coming in. They still find the round coming back for Giants.
Well, I'm saying it's going to be difficult to defend against this sort of approach by Liquid, but if things turn scrappy, particularly if Giants start to, I guess, dig their heels in and commit to some of these engagements, that's when things can definitely become a little uncomfortable for Liquid.
Oh. Fair.
Fair.
What else do we have? Redgar and Nat, all's ready to go. Hoodie on the other side, but now this time around you can already see a little bit of adjustment. Redgar going to come over and try and help out Nats, because it seems like a high priority, at least for Giants, to pressure Nats early. Keep him somewhat humbled. Again, you can see Liquid happy to take the time throughout the map. Already going to get Soulcast building up towards the ult again.
Well, the problem being as well with this situation with Nats outside A, it's not drawing an extra member. They've explored very early and now actually just going to leave Cloud over towards A site. You can see on the mini-map, Vitinho made massive moves over towards support and Hoodie, who only has a judge in hand, ready to try and absorb some of this pressure from Liquid very, very early. A little bit of a bait, actually, just to even be revealed by that. But the diligence is there, the boombot to clear close, safe.
Oh.
Still falls, though.
Yeah, Hoodie's
And
still
there's
standing.
nobody swinging with him.
No, he's all on. Safe was just on a platter. TP over towards the backside of A, and it's committed to as well, so remember that. Redgar is
Look
in
at
a
Cloud.
weird
Cloud's
position.
gonna find it, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if they tried to maybe eventually lean back towards A, but they've lost all of that chance now. And Flash knows they're there. Lovely. That should then keep the likes of Nuki close by. Now
15
Cloud's all alone.
seconds.
They have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
They've run it too low here.
I mean, I'm curious if actually the initial
10
plan is to
seconds left.
immediately pivot towards B, but there seemed to be a little hesitation. I mean, Redgar's been the one to play with this door a couple of times
Here.
to try and bait something out.
See? Not that scary.
Yeah, very, very strange round.
Liquid clearly not happy with it either, so going to pump the brakes.
I mean, the investment of the boombot there, you think, yeah, great, they're going to find
Cool.
Hoodie.
But there's
they
a follow-up.
revealed the second. Remember, they're going to note that he's going to peel a little deeper, back away from sight. Very strange on that initial clearance. I'm not sure if there's just a little bit of mistiming in terms of the follow-up utility from Yampy, or ultimately Redgar in that regard, in terms of the paranoia. Yeah, very, very strange. Because there's been a couple of times now where it feels like Liquid are kind of planting seeds and they're looking to react very quickly off of a rotation or somebody investing some utility or even noting a second or third player in terms of a site stack. But yeah, this time around it was like, yeah, let's pop the door, but also rotate all the way through spawn towards A. Oh, somebody's died on A.
Uh-oh, I guess we're screwed.
And it's a massive commitment from Redgar to bank on that TP paying off.
And I feel like they hadn't quite confirmed or explored how the rotations look towards A at all.
That's
Like,
one of those rounds. If Redgar's going to commit to that TP, that's one of those rounds where actually, initially, you do want Nats lurking outside A.
Sure, because then maybe you get a little bit of an indicator,
Exactly.
you get something.
You pump a little bit at the start of the round, and then you think, yeah, cool, there's two here. It's, you know, it's Vitinho and Cloud here. We've noted previously his aggression, Cloud's utility as well. Then use Redgar's TP to split that.
That'd be cool. might have found substantially more value. Yeah, looking a little lost in that one. But we go back in after the timeout. Have they found a cure? Giants starting to find their comfort here. Money starting to get far better, more robust. Safe last time was left very much alone. No one there to support him on this. This time around he's got Soulcast by his side. An early contact towards B, but we are seeing progression towards the A site now.
Toxin screen down.
Now this is the sort of mid-round you want to see from Liquid. Again, actually coming back to what, if they've got the read correct, which is, yeah, there's a little bit of pressure from two members of Giants, and then a preemptive low.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
Wow. I was going to say the offset to this is that maybe Fatinho just finds one or two. Now they've got to be aware the Cloud's over towards the side. He has been almost the whole time. Redgar almost too aware of this one. And Cloud still finds a swing though. Set up for success. Natural so flashed. Paranoia now connecting too. It's getting a problem here. Nookie, considering his options, going to hear all of this and gives nothing away just yet. His first challenger will be safe. Sharp as ever. Still going to do serious damage, and Nookie just bounced away a little. But they're not committing towards B. They're off towards C.
Yeah, because of Redgar's progress, I think initially the plan there is to pinch towards the back of B's site. It doesn't even matter. They have a massive advantage in terms of the rotations.
Yeah, the time is fantastic for them. Paranoia still with Redgar as well.
And they've got such a deep hold on spawn.
So hard to clear back through with ample time to still challenge on the site and maybe dig everyone else out. But let's see. Maybe there's some timing left on them. Soulcast got to be careful here. Into that pressure point now. Rhyme trying to set it into motion. TP now taken from Hoodie. Stepping towards the spike, but finds no one. It's Redgar and Yampy, the spam. Just a tap on the spike, but it's just Hoodie now. And so unaware, Yampy lost in the source a little, but there's still so many players in the way. Liquid looking so fluid on this map. Mike, they're just taking tours.
I think that's an example of how Liquid want to kind of play some of these early rounds. A little bit of a bait and a switch here and there. This time around, again, the kill from Safe really opens the round up. Giants are forced to massively over-rotate. Redgar's left with so much freedom on the C side of the map. Like I said, even there, if they commit towards that B, yeah, I'm thinking as well, Redgar has full control of spawn as well. I don't know if he's got a sound cue or what.
Redgar just doing Redgar things.
Yeah, that feels like the game plan from Liquid, though.
I do get a little nervous, though, if proactive play then comes as the answer to Giants, which is a fair answer, then how do you kind of keep that map control?
The problem comes if Giants then just go, okay, yeah, we're not going to entertain
They have no idea. They have no idea. It was inside the smoke. They had no idea two players had pushed up, didn't clear it correctly, and now get punished.
Safe desperate to try and respond towards B side, but I was going to say nothing coming through, but then Safe eats a chunk of spam. And yeah, just coming back to that point, unfortunately, the problem then lies if Giants' response is, okay, guys, let's just commit to our defensive positions. If we're going to play 2-1-2, we stick to that, regardless of what happens. And we ultimately play off the spike.
Slip in, but not going to have it this time. Nats dealt with quite comfortably, and Yampy not really given much opportunity here, feeling very vulnerable with that spike, but
30 seconds
Safe's
left.
already down on 34 HP. What's he meant to do about this? 25 seconds. Options looking dreary at best. And no one's really given them much here. Ult is there, so at least going to make the best of a bad situation. It might be time to slip away here, keep those rifles as they are, as this round's pretty much done. Again, a little unfortunate that the Haunt coming out from Soulcast just slipped into the smoke, which then denied any chance of revealing the players pushed up. But again, you still have to be a little bit diligent. There's always, you know, things can go wonky, but got massively punished at the beginning, so this round just gets thrown, just get left asunder.
As well, would have been a big round as well to kind of rock the economy of Giants. Fortunately, they're now in a position where they've kept it within one round, within touching distance for them. And the shoe's on the other foot, to be honest, in terms of the finances. Viper's Pit, Rolling Thunder. I think Yampy's third Rolling Thunder and a half.
He's had a few. Off to a pacey beginning here. Safe making no subtlety of this. Wants the attention, wants to draw that fight. And he might get it. Hoodie willing to challenge this time, but clears.
It'll be
And
too
sees
noted.
no intention.
It'll be too noted, though.
That's true.
The flash and with Hoodie swinging onto the boom bot. So big information.
No pressure on C, though, so you've got to feel the Giants are in the right place for this one. They can't over-rotate, though, because we've known that they've been slippery through towards that B site, but Coutinho's vision now will be eliminated. He has to fall away deeper towards this one. Gives him a second or two. Cloud now in danger. Has to try and rescind, and Liquid take the site. Cloud is still there, though, and Safe paint shell in hand, but it's Coutinho to find Yampi. Cloud dealt with. Safe's got him, but there's still a threat here. It's Coutinho. Now pinned down. Waits for a chance. Actually, now in a whole lot of trouble. Yeah, he is in danger.
Rickard just gave up the angle, but luckily catches Rhyme on that second swing. Really good for another.
How is Coutinho still alive is my question. And all the while, waiting is Nats. Spots him, finally strikes, takes down Coutinho, and follows up towards Nookie. And it's Safe to close down the account on Hoodie. Liquid putting a lot into that, but doing it very well.
A great way to secure the round. Nats just kind of playing on the rope up and down, and eventually he's the one to pinch Coutinho. Maybe that was the plan all along. Us questioning why or how he's able to survive so long. So almost here, yeah, I think Nookie's considering the possibility that that reposition comes through. Now 2 rounds separate them, and I mean, yeah, Giants will get a purchase behind this, so a bit.
Banger of a shot. Safe. I mean, he has to be a confident player, but now he's starting to get a little bit of that pressure coming back to him. Not feeling so.
There's been a number of ways that they're trying to get him into a position early on in the round.
Oh, he slipped ahead. Nookie has no idea. None the wiser. Yampi got around the back. Lovely work. And Yampi's got another. Hoodie's gone down. Yampi doing wonders here for the side of Liquid. Keeping Giants just forced away, securing the site for them, allowing safe passage for the spike to get towards C.
You see Cloud still over towards A. Finally now going to make the rotation based on the spike. Seeker's invested very early on here. Let's question exactly where they're going to end up, to be honest with you. Yampi found another. There's third now on for the ace here for Yampi. 45 HP. He's going to find the fourth.
Oh, you wanted it. You saw his possibility. Yampi finding wonders of space, doing really well. And yeah, not going to happen. Nats going to make sure that doesn't really become too much of a problem. Cloud unable to make much begin in that. And you've got to say, for the half, Liquid doing very well for themselves here.
Yeah, definitely. Nookie's definitely been the target on the other side of this. Been overwhelmed a number of times on this C site hold.
One enemy remaining.
Let's come into this again. Nookie able to bring a Bulldog in. Couple of gaps in utility, but not an awful position to be in for the final round of the half. And Liquid just 1 or 2 away from a couple of key ultimates.
They're so hell-bent on trying to deal with Nats, and he's still being an issue. Does eventually get traded out on, but they've won this side of the map. Now, what do they do, though? They've seen nothing behind it. Now they obviously have to be worried about B. They have to be worried about C.
I was going to say, the fact that Nat spots another 2 there, you almost think Liquid, yeah, cool. Let's hit C fast. But it's coming through very slowly.
Yeah, they're basically... Oh, man, Nookie just being bullied, handled, manhandled. Coutinho trying to fill the gap, though, trying to keep hold of this, trying to challenge towards C, buy time for the likes of Hoodie to get here. Safe going down, and now you can see Coutinho starting to flex a little, get a little involved on the side. Yampi and Solkas, what can you do? 53 seconds and a chance at this, but nothing now looking easy. Unfavorable fights on the sides. Solkas will find nothing with this one, but does get away with his life. Now they've got a chance.
And an opportunity actually to find space on the other side of the map. Cloud still exploring towards this connector. Might even catch the cross here.
He's got 2 flashes to play with too. So much for Cloud to work with. There's the shot, lovely.
30 seconds
There's
left.
the flash. Hello, other player.
Great work from Cloud.
20 seconds for Soulcast isn't much. It's got to be knife out and just desperately
I mean, this
run
is
the whole way.
unwinnable. They can just run in one by one here to deny the plant, run the clock down. Not even going to come to that. Potentially, that's a kill that maybe alters the outcome.
He's got a plant. Fatinho's not there in time. Okay, does he get anywhere? This is so precarious. Okay, up towards heaven. He's going to try and clear one angle. Now focus back towards the side of 1v2. Spots one. Another chance of this. 9 bullets. Oh, finally, Fatinho finds the site and takes down Soulcast, but what was unwinnable
Yeah.
got real close.
The spacing was really peculiar there. And Fatinho taking the option not actually to split back through from heaven.
Yeah.
Switching sides.
Almost their demise.
Whew. It was a very different look from Liquid on this map, and Giants,
I mean,
they kept up.
Hey, with how that round felt to watch, actually coming out with a 7-5 scoreline isn't the worst thing for Giants, honestly.
No, because it felt unorthodox from Liquid, just very like mobile, hyper, like hitting rotation so quickly, happy to kind of run it anywhere.
I don't think they were benefiting from what I feel their approach was, or their kind of
expand on that
ethos.
A bit.
A number of times they're trying to pump a little bit of pressure, then benefit from the timing on the rotations, but it didn't. There was no home runs.
No, there was no like, there it is.
The ones where they were hitting C site and punishing Nuki a number of times looked really comfortable.
I almost felt bad for Nuki in some of these rounds. He was just getting overrun time and time again. The support eventually made it there, but they couldn't over-rotate, because that's what felt like Liquid were almost looking for. So Giants doing well to keep this in hand.
The other side of that equation as well is what we maybe saw one round where they really were rewarded from Nats's position outside rubble.
Yeah.
There wasn't an awful lot that came of that, and you almost argue you're playing most rounds at a disadvantage when you eliminate one player entirely.
Yeah.
Whether or not they die or they're just in a position where they're not part of the execute or a part of any of the setup to create any pressure across the map. And that, I guess on the other side of things, actually, is, Liquid have done amazingly well actually to play through some of these rounds.
I mean, Yampi's had a belter as well. Got to highlight that. A couple of very key moments here and there. But as I said, it's interesting to watch this kind of rebuild process from Team Liquid, because they look very different. Giants being tested here in a very unique way. Again, it's not often that I've seen Nuki challenged in so many of these maps. You saw it in some of the previous maps as well. He has been seemingly the target of their focus. And he has been having a rough time of it. Now, again, a close scoreline though, considering all of those issues, all those weird different looks, very unorthodox setups and approaches. It's still a very manageable scoreline. One pistol round and, okay, tied up basically all even.
Hey, and bigger picture, just to come back to one of the points I made at the start of this map, is actually this is one of the go-to original kind of compositions for Lotus, particularly targeted for defending. The ability to so easily take that rubble control, again, it's going to force Giants towards the side of the map that arguably is a little more difficult to attack.
Yeah, yeah.
The other sides, there's not an awful lot of space outside them, unless you have a team that kind of commits towards, securing mound control or really exploring outside B, which never feels good as the defending team at all.
All right, let's get into things. Second half here, third map. This game has gone the distance, and a close scoreline as well. Real treat here. This time around, Giants on the attack, and we'll look towards what they bring this time around. Very unorthodox from Liquid in my book, but it somewhat worked. He carved them out a lead here. Let's see if Giants look good on theirs.
Just to follow up on that point as well, that entire approach to the defense kind of plays in Nats.
It does.
On this Viper. At least here, I mean, Giants bait out very early with some utility, put Soulcast in a position where, he has to find a kill or at least some information. We'll note the cross to sight at least, so full 5v5 retake here available for Liquid.
So Fatinho's the one kind of exploring deep. You still have Rhyme on the site as well. Fatinho going to play close to this. Smoke still in play. Is a boombot here for safe? And that's a lovely shot. Just a little bit ahead of this. Careful now, Rhyme. Unable to catch him in the heels either. So going to stay alive. Paranoia going to land. Slows down Yampi just a touch. They still haven't fully cleared the site. There's still a problem, but Nuki, what a shot. Big snap towards Yampi. And Rhyme going unnoted, unchecked, unheard so far. They have no idea he's there, waiting patiently on the spike itself. But it's now down to Cloud in the 1v1. Soulcast time is ticking. He's got to do something. Cloud needs to get involved in this. Tapping away. Cloud's down to 33 HP, and he's got him in the end. Cloud's there. It's game on. The scoreline certainly is going to close.
An awkward exchange there at the end. See, Cloud checks it initially, then finds the position on Soulcast, and actually this wall, I was looking at it early on, I was maybe thinking maybe mid-round they're going to retake this space, but actually really makes the post-plant hold, or at least this deep post-plant hold, a little easier for Giants, honestly. They have the comfort of kind of playing behind Nats' wall, and they can kind of re-hit this site.
You can see the relief on Pipson as well, just big sigh, big okay. Back in the game, the scoreline won't spiral away from us. Big fight as well. Nats instantly challenged and quelled on that aggressive push. Yampi's position, I mean, he is on a platter.
Oh, showing his hand as well with the fault line coming through. Again, the paint shell will be fairly influential in slowing this hit down. We'll buy a little more time in the rotation, but a 4v5 here. 2 sheriffs, or 3 sheriffs, sorry, in hand for Liquid. No opportunity to find a wallbang onto this plant.
Planted.
But
Redguard found the kill.
Okay, that's Nookie gone. Rhyme's quite tricky to deal with, though. Needs a big shot from that sheriff. Needs maybe a little bit of pressure coming from CT or somewhere else to maybe draw their attention. He could do something with it. This is quite nice, yeah. He's found... What has gone on? Shot by shot, they've just decimated Giants.
Wow.
And that was just with Sheriff's utility. Beautiful timing.
A retake from Liquid.
Thrifty.
That is beautiful. A 4v5 conversion as well, by the way. Nats dead off the rip in this round.
Stunned. I want to watch this again. Stunning shot from Redguard. Oh, bloody hell.
This is so beautiful.
That and the amount of times we've... the amount of times we've kind of question marks are the rounds where the anti-ecos haven't looked good, but sometimes I don't think that's anything you can really deal with. Those were some fantastic shots.
This is such a crazy series, though. It's like win round 2 challenge impossible. It's literally blowing my mind.
Okay, well, let's see if they can do it on the other side. Yep, they lose a player early on. Ah, they've lost 2. That's not great. Safe's not even seen him. He's just going for it, and it's worked. And the pain shell's very good too. Safe, I don't think has seen an opponent until now, and he's got 3 kills.
1 enemy remaining.
Now just 1 more target. Nookie left to find. Come on. Okay, the paranoia is there, slows him down. 65 HP. No. 6 HP now. He's got to be dead. Oh my God, Nookie! When do you die? Is it now? Is this the time? 6 HP is too much. There we are. Finally handled, but
I've said it once before, but yeah, thank God for Redguard. Some damage done. Won't really matter, again, with that round 2 being flipped. Showstopper online for Safe, nice and early, but Nookie, the benefactor on the other side of things as well. He was nearly on with this spray towards Hoodie as well, by the way.
Nice. Take my phantom, take my phantom.
Ooh, operator for Redguard. Okay. How do you feel about that?
Don't see it often.
Right.
I always like to remain open-minded. And he's swinging off a fault line outside of B. I don't love it. But I'm here for it.
Right there.
They've heard all of this, so they should be well aware.
Is the plan to open this door? And nope, they've not opened the door. No.
No.
But of course.
This seems very weird, and Nats has been rewarded for this weirdness. He's found 2. Spike's now down. What the hell's going on here? And Giants are somehow now punishing them. Cloud overextending and being rewarded. And here we see Redguard with the operator.
This was the plan all along.
Planted.
Put him in the clutch.
Oh.
Well, we've given them an operator. On a round where Coutinho has blades.
Oh.
Cool.
I mean,
No, I'm all for
Yeah?
testing,
The walk mid.
testing things.
Testing things.
Buy round. Redgar's got a Spectre.
Is that
If
their
this-
idea?
if-
Was
if-
this you? Was this your planning? Redgar getting up. Go on, now you're really good.
If this operator
this is
now
it.
just does numbers in this round, it's, yeah. Hindsight, Harry. That's...
Oh, I'm worried. Okay, Prowler finds nothing. That's one bonus. Yampi getting intrigued. This could be nice. They catch anyone with the C's? No, okay, well. It's not really found what it wants. Safe has somehow connected towards Cloud. Nookie's found the response. Oh my god, Nookie! Nasty with it.
That's the whole
Cracks
map
open
kind
B.
of wide open now.
Yep.
Welcome to my world.
Okay.
And a
Well-
very difficult Viper's Pit to navigate.
I mean, Safe's... Oh dear.
Oh.
Oh, it's getting unpleasant to watch. A 3v3 now. In a weird position to try and work back in towards Safe. Somewhat no man's land.
That's so weird though, because that Viper's Pit guarantees the plant, by the way.
Yes.
So Nookie making this
an
so
error.
much more difficult for Giants to actually capitalize on his two huge kills.
And it's rare you see errors from him, but that
No.
was a mistake. And that is a shot. Safe.
Spike down B.
Punishing now. Fatinia and Rhyme not getting much play on this one. Spike is a problem. Oh dear, that's not a crouched Viper. Why did that look? What has happened to this game? Oh, it's fine. Redgar, get the
my
operator
God.
back.
Oh
Go on,
my, give
Soulcast.
it back to him. Please give it back to him.
Drop it to him. I want to see it.
He's got it. He's got it. Let's get a replay of Nats posted up on that angle with the
It
Odin.
looked so unreasonable, and I can't tell you why.
Oh, that was such a weird round.
Oh, where is it?
No, I want to see him from the other angle.
Side,
the other
side.
angle.
Someone clip it and send it to us. I don't know why it makes us happy. Well, here
I
we
want
go.
that widened.
Literally.
Out of my way.
Okay, off we go. Redgar, operator back out. They've left him to see. And fortunately,
I've got your trail.
it does seem as though it's going to be an A piece. The Seeker's going to come out. And it's actually Nookie again. How is Nookie just walking into B and finding people now 2 rounds in a row?
Safety in the Trailblazer and the Seeker, actually, but nobody there from Giants to close the gap, secure that kill. Big
Safe.
paranoia here, though. Information going to be available for Tino. He finds one of the blades on the way in.
Yeah, that's great of him to double back, but Soulcast just immovable on the side, holds onto it so well, doesn't hit the reload, and will get hit by Rhyme. Now a 2v2, but don't worry, Redgar will get there
operator.
eventually. Nats is on the ropes, and this round might be on the ropes a little here. Redgar, the 1v2.
Spike planted.
Let me tell you a story.
Yeah?
People didn't believe in him. They didn't know what Redgar had been cooking up. The Omen operator player. Not known for it, no, but his tale begins now in a 1v2. It was 7-10. An incredible moment. The stun, yes, it hit him, but didn't matter because of what he did next, Michael.
What was that?
You know?
Saved.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. He falls away and keeps the op. Now, I really would like him to give that to someone else.
Just leave it on the floor in one of the rounds.
Just walk off with a classic. Well, do you remember when you said, imagine if this, like, when the operator comes out and they start losing? That'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? No, I didn't do numbers, fortunately, when it got taken away from them. It has been brought back into play.
Please just leave it in spawn.
Nope. I'm still baffled that Nookie has been having continual success just sliding into B. That's 2 rounds now.
Yeah, need to get this back under control if you're Liquid. Obviously, this isn't the round to do it. A second scope here in hand for Soulcast. Light investment elsewhere.
Show me. Show me the money.
He's doing it again. He's swinging
He's doing it
outside
again.
B. This is like the hardest place to make it work as well.
He's a believer. He'll be there eventually on the flank, potentially. Do you know what? He might catch Nookie.
I like it if they open this door for him.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, Nats is in danger. He's
So
only
actually
got to go.
he can't fall back too far because of the aftershock
Ooh.
as well.
Battle out.
Okay, there's Safe's here. They did do really well with the Sheriffs before. Safe somehow keeps himself alive. Breakguard's dead, so that's the operator gone. So the rest is Marshall Ghost Sheriff. And it's not looking great. Yampi's got the op. Now that...
I'm curious here. Again, this is the second round we've seen Redgar and Yampi outside B. Oh, that's 8.
Oh, what the hell what is this game?
This is descending into madness.
Are we being punished for something?
Are we being trolled?
Who's done this?
Again, though, just to come back. Yes, I think that was the yes.
It has been confirmed.
This is so weird, though. Redgar and Yampi in this position outside B, there's a perfect opportunity to use that door, open it, the fault line goes through,
Yep.
and you've got... I mean, as long as Redgar doesn't put his own smoke outside
Yes.
C, it's such a beautiful angle to open up.
It'd be really cool. I'd love to see them try
And the
that.
fault line means they can't jump away once the door's
Brilliant.
opening. Please do something. Or maybe now we're safe here. I mean, the operator's off the board, so... Redgar is spotted there with the Trailblazer. Again, nobody actually following up on it. It's just Cloud here, investing a little bit of utility. Fortunately, Yampi will be close enough, and he has a Rolling Thunder to slow down this hit. Potential to play Nats in. Could be huge, actually, if he puts it towards front side.
Okay, Nats. Oh, Rhyme's got to be really cautious here. Unfazed so far, but Nats is under so much scrutiny, so much pressure coming his way. Patino now closing the gap as well. Safe gonna find Rhyme, and Nats actually kept Safe on this one. Now can pull the trigger, the discipline. Beautiful on the adjustment back on Cloud. And Nuki, what you got for us? Spike down on 8. Can you find any of these players? First would be Nats. That's actually Soulcast drifting to no man's land, but Nats, safe pair of hands there in the end. Get things back on track after a weird couple of rounds.
Yeah. Liquid will find their 11th. Giants, I think, have a gap in this purchase. I don't think everyone can buy. Beautiful opener from Safe. To actually find the second there is massive. And Nats finds 3 of his own.
Nice, good help.
But yeah, I'm curious if they can get everything available here. I mean, with the light shield here, Hoodie's going to be down on a Bulldog or a Guardian or something. That's going to be Giants to call a timeout here. With Liquid on 11, and if they do invest here, this is ultimately the last shot of the half for them. Unless they can, well, they've been pretty good for the Thrifties, so.
Yeah, I want to see what the plan is. Again, it has been bizarre though. Probably a little bit hard to read at times, but falling back,
Giants.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Do you think Redgar's running the operator again? Probably.
I
not.
mean, yeah, the other thing is if you're going to play it, just post up deep. If you're not kind of a jet player or an aggressive operator player or, you know, somebody that actually, as a main weapon, relies on it, don't be posted up in some of these positions, desperate to find an opener. And again, outside B, I even said this before this half started, notoriously one of the most difficult parts of the map to explore for the defenders is outside B. It requires such a huge investment in utility. It's just shift walking it with an operator.
Okay, well, fortunately.
Look at this ult cycle for Liquid, by the way.
Fantastic timing for it. Zolkas isn't a million miles away from having his either. Fatino, first one to test.
Somebody's really got to shoot that boombot for him.
I'm pissed for him.
I mean, Cloud can heal him up. I just heard somebody laughing outside somewhere.
Oh, the timing. This is just, game feels really weird right now.
Healing over
Luckily enough, no harm, no foul. It feels like everything's somewhat reset, and maybe we'll shake off whatever this cursed game is, and it'll get back to normalcy. But as it stands with a minute on the board, looks like a high likelihood of a test towards the C site, maybe a late shift elsewhere, but it does seem as though they're actually going for that late shift. 3 players now peeling away, looking elsewhere on this one.
Yeah, I'm curious actually of what Nuki and Cloud look to achieve here, because it's got to come soon. I mean, that contact might just be enough, unless Soulcast spots something yet. Just happened off screen. Nuki finds this kill, but the Prowler from Soulcast actually spotting
TP
out.
back. It's fine. Yeah. Again, Redguard dove into the smoke.
Yeah.
And left the site kind of up for grabs. TP taken, back to business. Safe now punished. Nuki is doing Nuki things. That's 3 this round for him. Nats and Soulcast.
This should have never have happened, by the way. Again, perfectly timed Prowler from Soulcast to spot out that re-hit coming towards. Again, there's such a huge gap between anybody else and Soulcast.
Yeah.
And again, it's heartbreaking timing for Redguard to fall. But this shouldn't have happened.
No. Nuki quietly, maybe not so quietly, dropping 20s in this game as well.
Last
Starting to
player
look
standing.
quite nasty with it. Continuing forward. Finally handled by Nats, but at this point, the round is very much Giants. So I'm a little worried for Liquid at times. It does, some of their decision-making is really making me scratch my head. They still have the upper hand here. They had a couple of ults still to play with.
I mean, it's always tough to call from the outside without knowing exactly what the intention is at the start of some of these rounds, sure. But yeah, it's definitely not comfortable viewing.
No, they've given a window of opportunity now. Nuki.
Yeah, I mean, why toy with it when you're hitting double digits? Some of these risks just seem so
just too risky in my book.
I mean, those are the rounds you look back. If God forbid you lose this series, you look back and think, what are we doing?
Yeah, they'll be the ones that frustrate you. This time around, Nuki though.
We do still have the opportunity for that snowball round here in terms of this ult cycle. Yes, Redguard's down on a Spectre, but there's lots of tools.
Oh, they're looking to punish.
Invested nice and early.
The TP! Hoodie! Gorgeous, dipped away from it. Doesn't get punished by any means, but Redguard did find Nuki. So this time that B lurk that he's been somehow pulling off every single time does not work. It's Rhyme to find safe over towards A, and now it's game back on. I'm looking to see who adjusts, who looks that way. I think it was Redguard maybe drifting over. He's still on the Spectre though.
Nobody on that broken wall. Liquid have got the read here, Lauren. They've actually got the read.
I thought Redguard was just going back out this way to maybe just get an upgrade, but you're absolutely right. They're in the right place.
Here.
Oh, this is unbelievable. Okay, in we go. It is going to be isolated, a hard fight to have here. Yes, they're a little bit further ahead, but they're split between, and Nats exploits it. Soulcast succeeds on the site, and Team Liquid take it to 12. How they got that read, I do not know.
That was beautiful to watch on the minimap. There's a point there where I'm thinking nobody's coming towards Broken.
Nope.
Nobody's going to swing that open. And Giants plant a little bit of utility that Liquid will hear, by the way. They're close enough to hear that. And ultimately, I mean,
wow.
Rhyme.
Right there.
That's another round that you almost want to be in comms for, right, to hear.
What was that call?
Yeah,
when did
exactly,
it come in? Yeah, what a shout from that. Nats, the one way. Oh, I thought he could have had a second there. Didn't actually get as much damage as I thought as he would towards Cloud, but it's a 1-for-1 trade out and they lose out on Nuki. But the problem is that spike. It could be dangerous trying to cross back over with that. I wonder. I don't think Redguard's going to dare to consider it, but again, Cloud is so alone.
Rolling Thunder, Nightfall available, potentially here for Redguard to catch TP off the back of Soulcast's ultimate as well. See if that becomes a factor.
Surely they adjust B.
Massive investment here.
They are dead to rights. Surely safe one's almost overextended, and rightly so. Ryan was just on a plate for him. Yeah, looking to try and hit that B side. The paranoia just coming through as well. That's going to put Cloud at such a disadvantage. It's done. Team Liquid, against expectations, doing serious damage here today.
Yeah, there's a couple of rounds there that you almost want to just forget about entirely, but Liquid, at least here in the last 2 rounds, looking very composed and looking way more comfortable in terms of some of these more passive and receptive holds on defense, particularly. Yeah. I guess this composition, in terms of results-based alone, working much better for them.
It absolutely has. I feel like we've started to see some of their strengths coming back into play, some of the elements of Liquid that you really like to see. Some of the things that you kind of hope to come back out. Some of those agents that look really good. Some of the combinations of the potential of this roster coming into effect. I think a lot of people at the start of the day would have said Giants probably the more likely to walk away with a win here. Yes, there's a chance for the map pool especially, looking very good for Giants, but this rework from Liquid is looking very good. Consistency worries me, Mike, but overall it's there.
A big win to take as well, because I think we were discussing this earlier on. I believe Liquid have got Na'Vi, BBL, then Koi. I might be mistaken on that.
I think there's a couple of names I remember.
Yeah, because it's at this point in the season where, I mean, we talked heavily about this at the start with some of the teams that draw Fnatic in week 1 or week 2, and it's like, yeah, okay, we're going to have a hard time really getting on the board here. This is a big win for Liquid to secure, honestly, because there are some, I don't want to say coin tosses, but there are some that